paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin, and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Near the roof, vampire pot, there the goblins are hobbling round, coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap, we don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
X. Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
In a world where a checkered flag is just the start, meet Ryan Wheeler, the would-be champ who seems to have run his last lap. But when a mysterious figure offers Ryan a dark bargain, promising the throne of speed, he strikes a deal with the devil that will make him ride and die. From ball-busting YouTube sensation and Arca Menard's NASCAR breakout racer Cody Dennison comes his first kick-ass comic creation. This won't be your average ride. It's a tale drenched in bone-chilling horror, soaked in violence, and wrapped around the curves of both the track and the sexiest women that'll make you forget the road ahead. Experience the race of a lifetime, or the damnation of your very soul. Will Ryan outrun his demons, or will he burn in the fiery pits of hell? Don't miss out. Get Cody across the finish line. Back Ride and Die on Indiegogo.
I have read a lot of books, and I think I'm a smart man here. However, there is one book I'm really excited about. It's one coming out soon, and it will blow you all away. The book is called Ride and Die. It's about some race car driver and some big titty demons. My good friend Cody Ake Camelot 331 wrote it, and it is amazing. You should all go back it on Indiegogo, just like I have.
sweating like a country pig. I'm gunning beers and taking swigs of ice cold Jack. We're at the track, it's racing day, we're getting smacked. I never really understood this NASCAR shit. I thought, how could I be impressed when cars go left? But then I went, and baby, it's the best. The ladies here are fine as spring. They'll hop to a ride on that thing. There's beer and whiskey everywhere. There's smoke and rubber in the air. I'm gunning beers, I'm shooting Jack. We're here all day, 500 laps. And when they start them engines up, man, my heart, it starts to pump. Cause Lord, them cars go round and round on hot black asphalt racetrack ground. We're all obsessed, they're turning left. The beer and rubber, perfect mess. They're going fast, they might just crash. And if they do, these ladies flash their country tits. I must admit, I understand this NASCAR shit. It's not loud, we're in the crowd. We're watching cars go round and round. We're in the South, the USA. We fly that flag each goddamn day. And when it's time to watch a race, we crack a beer right on our face. We watch them cars go fast and left. This NASCAR shit's the fucking best. Cause Lord, them cars go round and round on hot black asphalt racetrack ground. We're all obsessed, they're turning left. I'm drunk as shit, I love this mess. They're going fast, they might just crash. And if they do, these ladies flash their country tits. I must admit, I understand this NASCAR shit. Oh, Lord, them cars go round and round on hot black asphalt racetrack ground. We're all obsessed, they're turning left. A dirty summer country mess. They're going fast, they might just crash. And if they do, these ladies flash their cartridge hits. I must admit, I understand this NASCAR shit.
Hey, you. You're finally woke. You were trying to hop the border, right?
Are you guys aware that we almost see no titties in movies anymore? And we only see dicks. Has anybody noticed this? Yes, I love titties! Big old titties!
Oh my God. Oh my God, boys. Can you feel it tonight? Can you feel it tonight? The electricity in the air, the sheer testosterone. Welcome back to the show. And we're going. You might not be able to go. As I knock my damn desk apart. Oh my God, look at all these beautiful faces in the chat. 8 likes away from 100. 87 memberships, if I'm reading correctly. Probably 90, actually. Oh my God, it's going to be a legendary night with the brothers in the chat. Hope you guys are well, because I know I am. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty energized. I feel like the tide has turned, and I feel like good things are coming for all of us in the chat. Oh my God, can you feel it? I can feel it, boys. Can you feel it? Can you feel it, Big Mike? Can you feel it in the chat right now? Because I'm feeling it. Oh my God, I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Ooh. Welcome back to the show. It is a beautiful ass Tuesday. I know I was vacant. That's the right word. I was not here yesterday because I felt like ball ass. I went and laid in my bed at like 7 o'clock because, I had to stream because it's the real deal. And I fell asleep until like 10. And I felt like a ball. A whole bag of ass. Smashed assholes. Billy Hatcher. Oh, man. The shit show at Kirk's wild. I'm not shocked you lost 1K subs on the video. Also, YouTube not counting ad block users is the thing that surprises me. They haven't banned people for blocking ads yet. Yeah, that's actually surprising. They haven't banned people, but let's be fair. That would destroy their user base because none of us like ads because we're not filthy commies. And only filthy commies like ads. Isn't that right, Billy? Isn't that right, MA? I know what you're thinking, MA. Give me some more ads. I want some more ads. Well, your slobbering will have to wait. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate you, dude. First pink boy, best pink boy, Master Lions. By the way, we have a lot of gifted memberships. I'm going to get to them. I appreciate you, Master Lions. You are the GOAT, man. Thank you, brother, for all your gifted memberships because there's a lot of them, and I'm going to hit them. We got a lot to talk about tonight, okay? This is a serious show. I don't want you guys to think this isn't serious. This is a very serious show, okay? The messages have been released from the killer, from the man who assassinated. I'm using man very loosely here. It's 2025. I'm trying to be inclusive. The man who assassinated Charlie Kirk, all of the messages are getting leaked. And it's painting a very clear picture. But I got to be honest with you. It's painting too clear of a picture. And it's starting to freak me out a little bit, man. Starting to freak me out just a hair. So we got a lot to cover, and I'm going to go over everything. I'm going over the truth, and then we're going to go over the anti-truth. And we're all going to party. So thank you so much. Gabriel Knight says, there's no way Destiny is serious. He has to be the Andy Kaufman style troll at this point, right? Dude, that's what I'm saying on Twitter. And even I'm getting lit up on Twitter because Destiny, I don't believe Destiny's real. I believe Destiny is like Vito, kind of. But Destiny's a little bit better at it, obviously. Like, he's better at being serious, but trolling to garner a reaction. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't back down from that, whereas Vito will, like, start crying and say it was childhood trauma or something. Like, Destiny don't care. He'll just fucking stand beside it forever. And I think it's like a negative reaction is still a reaction for him. And I think he's one of those people that enjoy attention, regardless of if it's positive or negative. He doesn't care. He just wants attention by any means necessary. That's how I see it. Thank you, Gabriel. I love you. Now, these next three super chats and or memberships is ours. Boom. Master Lions. Oop, that was the wrong button. Sorry. Master Lions. Master Lions. 30 gifted memberships back to back. And PS2 Chiper with a 50 gifted membership, which already, before the show even started, put us at the Fight Milk goal of the night. Already 100 memberships. Thank you guys so much. I love you. I appreciate you. PS2 Chopper and Master Lions getting us to that 100 membership goal. You guys are saints. You're men. You're beautiful. The testosterone's flowing, and I really appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. You guys are goated. John Harris says, still poor. Get a better class of subs already. I'm trying, man. I'm trying, dude. Rob says, nice handlebars. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I was going to clean shave, but I had no time. And I got to this point, and I was like, fuck it. I was going to shave my head, but I was like, that's probably too far. I was going to shave my head and wear a John 3:16 shirt, all black, but I didn't do it. Thank you, Rob. I love you. Reagan says, what in the Alabama white trash is on your face, bitch? Dude, I'm trying to be cool. I want to be a cool man. I'm trying to be cool like my father. All right. Thank you, Reagan. Western Civilization says, I wonder which FBI agent wrote the text messages. I don't understand. I feel like they could have done a better job. That's assuming that's the avenue that is true. It does kind of feel like it, though, right? You guys are going to see what you mean. So, a small spoiler for the messages that we're going to be reviewing here is the messages seem like they were written by like a 62-year-old FBI agent. I'm just putting this out there. Thank you, Western. That may not be true, but we're going to cover it. Thank you, Javier. Nobody hate Monger. Bring back McCarthyism. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you for your $10 super chat. We are an orange and a red boy from a rainbow night. Thank you guys so much for all your love. We are up against the Naked Snake 507. 507 Naked Snake. I appreciate you. Fight milk's already been achieved. Hell yeah. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. All right. Hey, Black Sheep. How you doing, brother? Thank you, buddy. Black Sheep. Oh. All right, dude, let's get into it. So many things have happened. No shock to anybody. Destiny is leaning in and saying that conservatives deserve to die. He's also saying that he won't denounce any violence until Trump does, for whatever reason. Because apparently whatever Destiny does is beholden to Trump's example he must set for himself. I don't know. I didn't even know he liked Trump. Apparently, he follows Trump's every beck and call. Very interesting shit. But Destiny's a gross motherfucker. If you guys don't know who Destiny is that streamer that looks like he's always sweaty. He's very skinny fat, like he's thin, but he looks like a snowman, like a melting snowman, right? You know, and he is a hyper degenerate. He's a cuck. He's like a well-known open cuck, lets his girlfriend bang other dudes. And then his wife left him for a different person to be monogamous. That's how gross he is. I'm just going to put this out there. If your wife leaves you to be monogamous with somebody else, it probably wasn't your choice. The open relationship. Just putting that out there. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Also, all of his porn was leaked, and there was a bunch of videos of him sucking penises, which is kind of weird. Okay? Look, I am not going to judge you for getting down on the pee. But I'm not going to take you seriously in the political spectrum when you're angry looking, because all I see is your face and the pee-pees. And that's weird. But it's fine. That's just a perspective I have. Now, that being said, that's Destiny. Also, Destiny is a popular political streamer, or got into the debate realm, all that good stuff. But lately, the methamphetamines are starting to catch up with him because he looks wild. He's like every time he's talking, he looks freaking the fuck out every time he's talking. And he's getting more extreme. And I think the reason he's getting more extreme is because it's getting a reaction. That's what he wants, right? He just wants a damn reaction. Please, God, talk to me, right? I want to be in the news cycle, all right? So Destiny went on Piers Morgan and was claiming that, conservatives need to die. Now, look, I have to put this out there for y'all, and this is the uncomfortable truth. The uncomfortable truth is 72% of people on the left think Trump should be executed. That poll came out today. All right. These are normal ass people, your neighbors, that think this. Now, if they think this about Trump, they likely think it a little bit about you, right? The number for people that are just conservative is 42%. These same people, 42% of them, think that just you being a conservative warrants your death. Now, I don't think any of you are retaining what I'm saying here, right? This is not hysterics. This is not built up. This is not me reacting. This is not me blowing something out of proportion, okay? Half of your friends in real life, as Sam Hyde would say, half of your friends and family in real life think you should have a barrel in your mouth and have the back of your head blown off. I'm not talking about in a movie or a video game. This poll came out yesterday, and there was another poll today. Half of those people want you dead. In real life. Not, this is real. This is a real thing. This is terrifying. If you poll people on the right, that number will be less than 5%. These two sides are not the same anymore. Your friends and family think you should die. Right? Very scary shit. So, Destiny's just speaking for all of them. Is what he's saying that outrageous? Not really, because a lot of people think that way, apparently. So is it really that outrageous? Kind of scary shit. That's why I will happily never even remotely say that I'm on the left anymore. I believe a lot of progressive ideals, but I don't even know if I want to talk about that shit anymore. I don't even want you to mistake me for wanting you dead over some bullshit like that. That's insane. That's insane. Thank you, George. I love you, George. I miss Charlie. Thank you, George, for your goal, boy. I appreciate it. Everybody stay calm. Woden shot. Everybody stay calm. Daily Narrative Talk says, did you hear about Melissa Horton killing? No, I didn't hear about it until after this. As a talking point from people on the left to be like, look, they do it too. This Tim Waltz appointed guy does the same thing. That knew her personally. Totally the exact same thing. The random dude with a sniper blowing some dude's fucking face off in a public setting. Totally the same thing as this Tim Waltz appointed person that knew this person personally and did a thing that was personal. Right? On camera. In 4 fucking K. Look, dude, I totally understand like I understand the thought process. The issue is it was so different that it wasn't really hyper in the news cycle, right? That's the difference. This shit was, if this was not a big deal or if this was hypocritical, every mainstream outlet wouldn't have been talking about it for the last 5 days straight. They would have ignored it because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? If you here's the thing you should look at it. Here's the way you should look at this kind of coverage and how you should look at this assassination. Or anything in the future. If mainstream media, which is with the exception of 2 networks, 100% violent left for some reason, it's fine, I get it, right? When they start talking about it and reporting about it and covering the same facts, that's when you need to start being worried. Because that means this is fucking real. Right? There's not really much nuance anymore. Now, other than the messages are kind of weird, which we're going to get into that. Thank you, Charlie. I love you, man. I love you, Charlie. Charlie. What is that? All dogs go to heaven, right? Charlie. All right. Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you, George. Still Trap, new member. Thank you, brother. Oh, my God. What's up, Freddie? How you doing, Freddie? All right. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right. So let's just jump right into the messages that came out today. Because the messages are very, very disheartening and terrifying. But also, they seem kind of weird and strange and almost like an FBI agent did them. Like, made them up. So... Candy Mountain Charlie. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to get into that right now and let you guys kind of judge for yourself. I think that's pretty beneficial. Thank you, Master Lions. I love you, dude. We have 400 people watching. Please do me a favor and make sure you like the show. Very important. Get the hell on it, doggone it. Oh, thank you, Master Lions. Appreciate you, bro. They're fake as fuck. Yeah, I kind of feel like it. Shun the non-believer. Thank you, Master Lions, for your orange boy. 1 red boy from a rainbow night already. Look at my boy over here. Hell yeah. Master Lions, hell yeah. All right. So I have it all here bookmarked on the twit. So let's go through and look at these messages. Also, the Discord chats have leaked as well. So, a small portion of Discord chats have leaked. So, the Discord chats kind of said what they said in the beginning, right? I like how it says roommate and Robinson. Just say we know the guys' names. We know their names, right? Zach, what's up, brother? How you doing, dude? Zakash. All right. It's interesting name, Shakash. Zakash. Okay. Here we go. Zakash says it's a sad world we live in. The public assassination is celebrated regardless if you agree with it or not. It's disgusting. 100%. I'm blown away. Look, dude, I'm completely blown away. I understand that there's fringe people on both sides. Yeah, I think that's kind of a cop out to say it in times like these. It is true, but when that's your response to a tragedy, you're just trying to fucking absolve yourself. You don't need to. You don't owe anybody absolving yourself, right? You're not guilty of anything. You're just a person. So you don't have to say, oh, both sides, bro. Like, yeah, that's kind of goes without saying. But there's obviously there's a pattern that everybody's following lately, and that's kind of what we're thinking about. But that being said, I totally understand if you are not a conservative. I totally get it, man. I totally get if you don't like Charlie Kirk. That's fine as fuck. You know, there's a lot. I didn't agree with most of the stuff he said, to be fair. You know, I get it. That's totally fine. But when you start reveling in it and saying that you loved watching him bleed out, and you're posting psycho fucking Wojak memes of screaming people with bullet holes in them, and you're like celebrating, look, dude, you've went a little too far. And I don't think you realize it. And that's fine. Here's the thing. People obviously wouldn't be celebrating this if there wasn't a disconnect culturally. Somewhere, somehow, culturally, things got messed up. People on the left that are celebrating this, specifically that are celebrating this, which obviously polls say looks like it's about half of those people that think it's justified based on a poll, right? There's some kind of cultural divide where they don't see death as reality anymore. I think, generally speaking, people on the left have pulled away from actual reality, like real reality. What you see, what you feel, what you breathe every day is no longer reality. What they see on their phones, doom scrolling, that is now their new reality. And I think everybody thinks this way, left, right, or center. We probably all subconsciously think this way, but somehow this has been molded into like leftist policy or leftist thought. Right? You see somebody die on camera. I don't think they registered that it was a human being dying or anything. I think it was just a movie scene to them. And they see it as a W for their team. They're watching Alabama versus Auburn, and Auburn just scored a freaking a touchdown with a 2-point conversion. And they're like, hell yeah. And what actually happened is Auburn wasn't on the field. Charlie Kirk just got shot, and they can't tell the fucking difference. And that's what's going on right now. There's some kind of weird divide culturally, and somehow this hasn't made its way to conservatives yet. Could it? Maybe in the future? Sure, but like conservatives generally aren't celebrating this, and I can guarantee you, as much as you want to throw whataboutism into everybody's face with completely different situations, if Gavin Newsom, for example, this is a bad example. Let me switch pace a little. If let's just say Gavin Newsom, because I actually can't think of a good commentator that's not annoying as fuck. Gavin Newsom, hypocrite guy, career politician. A lot of conservatives don't like him. We disagree with him. I don't really care for him either, but I don't care for many politicians, but that's irrelevant. Gavin Newsom's out in public. He's got his fucking family with him. He's giving a speech about unity or whatever. And then all of a sudden on 4K TV, his head pops like mist. I can guarantee you're not going to see conservatives online be like, wow, I came when I saw his head explode. They're not going to do that. As much as you would like to pretend and build your own reality in your head and make yourself think they're going to do it because we do it, so therefore they will do it. Sorry, your cities aren't burning down right now. There's a reason for that because we are in two different realities. Now, am I saying that people that occupy the left are insane or scary or crazy? No, I'm saying there's some weird cultural divide that we kind of crossed into that made people on the left go fucking insane. We need to somehow pull it back. Because I guarantee you, when 9/11 happened, for example, that was not that long ago. 9/11 was 24 years ago. 24 years and 5 days ago. That's when 9/11 happened. There was people on the left and people on the right literally hugging each other in tears. It changed everything for a long time, right? Now, the thought processes and things about what occurred on 9/11 completely irrelevant to what we're talking about. But you get what I'm saying on the surface. Shit's not like that anymore, right? 9/11 happens today. You're going to have people like Hassan saying we deserved it. And then you're going to have 40 or 50% of people on the left saying it was justified and we deserved it. We are in a different fucking time period. We are in a different reality, and I don't know what happened. And you can see people in the chat right now trying whataboutism through the whole shit. They're not even listening to what I'm saying. They do not care. They're watching Alabama versus Auburn, and they're trying to make their 2-point conversion. They're trying to field goal it for 30 yards out. They got fucking 3 minutes left. They're not listening. They don't care. None of them care. They only care about fucking winning by any means goddamn necessary. That is why they're trying to justify somebody being murdered on camera in front of this family. There is no justification. There is nothing you can say. There is not a single thing you can say in my chat. You can say on the phone to your family. You can text to people. You can say on Discord or post on fucking Twitter that justifies something. The only thing you should be saying is A, nothing, or B, I'm sorry this happened. That is it. There's nothing else you can say. Because the second you say but, you are a fucking psycho. And it's over. You lose. It's the end. Now stop trying to win a fucking football game. This is real life. This is not a TV show. You're not watching your favorite baseball game right now. This is real fucking life. You need to start treating it like this. Because it's real. Okay? And if you keep embracing this shit like it's a reality show, you're going to find yourself at the end of a barrel. And you're going to think, what the fuck happened? What was I doing this whole time? I was parasocialing on the internet like a fucking psycho. Everybody's got to pull back a little bit and start realizing what you see is real life. This is not a football game. As much as you like to use politics as entertainment for yourself, you got to understand that when normal people start dying, shit is different. When a normal person dies, you have to ask yourself, what is this person? This person is a normal citizen. What are you? Oh, wow, shocking. You are a normal citizen. You need to start thinking about that and stop repeating the same 3 fucking phrases you saw your favorite leftist say on the internet, because that shit's not working. You're going to have to start using individualistic thought. And if you're not capable of that, use fucking Chat GPT. What should I say? What should I think? Because listening to random people say the same 3 lines online is not going to help you anymore. We're past that shit. What about Melissa Derp? What about the First Amendment? What about cancel culture? That's not saying the same shit over and over. Same 3 people saying the same 3 things that everybody's saying, repeating over and over. You got to start thinking for yourself, because you're not going to last long. Because if this shit starts to come to blows, you repeating what fucking Hassan Piker said isn't going to matter anymore. Right? Because when they come to drag you out of your house, you're not going to be like, oh, what about Melissa? They're going to pull you. It doesn't matter. Okay? This is real life now. It's not a chat room anymore. Anyways, super chats. Super chats. Red Boy, Mass Lion. Thank you, brother. It says Camelot 331 and everybody in chat. That's a fat, pulsating Red Boy getting us exactly halfway to a naked snake, my brother. Thank you. And also thank you for your 40 memberships. You're crazy. Or 50 or 60. I don't even remember. I appreciate you, dude. You're the man. You're the man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Charles Salmons. Mental health used to be handled by the church, at least in America, and we mostly given up on religion. Now our government claims to fill the void while doing nothing at all. Yeah, I think that's what the left and the right agree on, the mental health crisis, and no one's doing anything about it. Right? Trump is saying we need to open asylums, but that's the only place where I agree that we need to put some money towards right now. Right now. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate you. Jay Bird with the orange boy. The reason is we are not the same. One side has a moral foundation and the other does not. It's not left versus right. It's good versus evil. The grass is being cut and the snakes are being exposed. I'll actually give my thought process on this in a second and give you a kind of an analogy for it that I think applies. Thank you, Jay Bird. Dustin Howard. How you doing, bro? How you doing, bro? And I want to reiterate something. The reason I'm not really humoring certain conversations about this subject matter is because this is not a political debate. This is not a gotcha time. This is not, I need to prove to you how morally just I am and how hypocritical I am not. None of that matters to me anymore. What matters to me is what I saw on fucking camera. That's what matters to me. This is no longer a debate for me. Right? You give whataboutism when your hated politician or favorite politician does something that you agree or disagree with, and here's your whataboutism on the other side of it. Well, what about this? That's when you're doing that. When somebody gets shot in the fucking face, you don't go, well, what about this person? In a completely different situation. Like Trayvon Martin. I've seen that shit like 100 times in the last couple of days. Trayvon, are you fucking kidding? I just can't. I can't. We are not in the same fucking realm. This is just people literally trying desperately to look for people who may have been unjustly killed or may not, and grabbing them and trying to throw them. When in actuality, you should be like, this is fucked up. What does any of that other shit have to do with anything? Nothing. It doesn't. It's just like, I want to prove I'm good too. I want to prove I'm good too. The way you prove you're good is just shut your fucking jaws. That's how you prove you're good. People are not being fired for not mourning Charlie Kirk. People are being fired for being morbid and crazy. That's why they're being fired. I know there's these really viral tweets with 500K likes saying people are getting fired for just not mourning him. No. Saying you're going to dance on his grave is not mourning him. I'm just going to put that out there. I don't know. Probably could say nothing. That'd have been a better outcome for you. But, yeah. I love you, Dustin. Still Trap says, I love your passion, Cody. I feel the same. Well, I'm look, dude, I love me a good political conversation as much as the next guy. But when I see people treating this situation like they're talking about Trump's no tax on tips or maybe his tariffs, and they're trying to discuss this like that, it's not the same thing. We're not talking about politics anymore, bro. Okay. We're talking about a dude dying on camera. If you have anything to say after seeing that, anything to say that's not like that was fucked up and wrong, you've already lost, and I'm not humoring it. Call me old school. Okay? Thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Anyways. No, chat, come back to me. All right, let's get into these messages real quick. Make sure you guys like the stream. Very, very important. Also, before I forget, kind of at my wit's end with this. Do you have the link? Maybe McSteller, maybe. Sorry. No, I have it. So, if you guys do not know, my last couple of NASCAR races this year are coming up very fast. I'm almost there. I'm halfway there to being completely covered on it and not having to worry about freaking losing everything and not paying my mortgage and stuff. So there it is on the screen. I put the link in the chat. Give it some love if you can. It really helps me out more than you can probably imagine. We're going to be going out. I literally leave in like 9 days for the first one and I'm running the rest of all of them. So, I'm that damn close. And when you're that close, it starts to get really stressful because things start to get real spicy, start to stay in trucks. And that's totally fine with me. All right. Anyways, thank you. Thank you. What's up, Sunny Day? You said the Christians are proving their strength time and time again through demonstration and restraint. We follow the guidelines God has laid out. And that was something I've actually thought about a lot lately is restraint necessary anymore? Like, how long can you show restraint? How long can you let everybody around you be killed before you be like, look, we got to stop. Right? How many times can you watch everyone around you die and then they tell you to your face, well, if you want people to start dying, you need to calm down the temperature, boy. It's like, what the fuck? I'm just trying to not get shot. I'm standing here trying to avoid the red laser that I see all over my body and my friend's body. And you're like, hey, man, if you want to avoid that laser better, maybe you should just stop talking. Maybe you should just lower the temperature. It's your responsibility to lower the temperature while you dodge the fucking red infrared light on your chest. Whilst you dodge this, make sure you remember that you need to lower the temperature, bro, or we'll fucking kill you. Oh, how convenient. It's crazy. Oh, maybe if you just give us your guns, we won't kill you with them anymore. Yeah, that's interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see how that plays out. Wrestletown feels more egregious every day that passes. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Holly Movie Star says this even jolted so many normies who the baddie is. Yeah, and that's going to be very interesting in the future, in my opinion. Wasabi, it's sad they see anyone not with them as subhumans, so justification for murder is easy. They will justify anything as long as it means victory. Anyone who could criticize will be dead if they win. Well, I think it goes even deeper, and that's the scary part, because like the first times I started thinking about it, I'm like, okay, well, obviously their side thinks that, and I say their side because I'm talking, from the perspective of the other, right? But your beliefs are based in like hardcore morality, right? But what people don't understand is when your beliefs are based in hardcore morality, death is a justifiable means to an end. It always has been since the beginning of time in human history. And the left kind of occupies that space now. So it's not actually insane to see 50% of them being okay with political murder based on the most recent poll. 42%. 70% if it's Trump. Keep in mind that anyone you meet that doesn't like Trump, 70% of the time they want him killed live on camera. That's not normal. Pretty wild. Anyways, where'd it go? So I wanted to speak to this. One side has a moral foundation, the other side does not. It's not left versus right. It's moral. It's good versus evil. The grass has been cut. The reason is we are not the same. Yeah. That's kind of what I was talking about just now. That's what I was leading to. George says YouTube won't let me post what was done to Charlie, but what I wanted to say is that he's gone. We tried his way. Now you get the other guy. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying that. I don't know what I would like to see happen. To be fair, I would like to see the world become a better place. And I don't really know how we get there at this point. I don't want to see anybody just killed or anything. I've seen too much of that shit. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing people get stabbed on trains. I'm tired of people. I'm tired of seeing people get shot. I'm tired of scrolling on freaking Instagram reels and seeing people get the shit kicked out of them for just simply existing on a bus or walking down the road. I'm just tired of it. Tired of all the violence all the damn time. And I like violence in like bitches and movies and shit. Steph, where you text it to races at? I don't announce them anymore because if you haven't noticed, people are getting killed left and right for just happen to be a conservative. And people perceive me that way. Therefore, I don't announce where I'm racing or who I'm racing with until it's done, until I'm about to be there. The reason I do that is because if I don't, like, people will try to email or like harass people that I know or me or other people because they're unfucking hinged. And now they see that they have some kind of justification, and they also see that it's possible. As much as you think the right is fired up about this, the extreme people on the left are also fired up about it because now they think they can do it too. All right. It's not the conservative emailing everyone every single day trying to get you fired. It's the people on the left that are doing that because they strive for more control. They want to control people. So that's what they do. Shani, 38 months. I feel like our streak's longer than that on Snapchat. All right, let's jump into these messages, guys. I really appreciate all the support. We're closing in on that naked snake. We're 200 away. Make sure you guys like the stream. We already hit the membership goal. You guys are goated as hell. I appreciate all the love and support. Let's hit these messages. So we were talking earlier about the messages between his roommate and him, right? So, for example, Tyler Robinson had a lived-in roommate. I forget the name. It's like Tweaks or Twigs or some shit. Weird name. Strange name. Lance Twiggs, I think. And Lance Twiggs is a transgender woman. Likely a furry. From what I've seen, likely a furry. But to be fair, everybody gets labeled as a furry all the time. You know what I'm saying? But so some messages have been leaked from him and his roommate. Now, I read these messages, and I kind of got the feeling that they were like a fib. They seemed like not real. Like they seemed like, and I'm not saying they aren't. But from my perspective, it kind of seems like an old guy wrote them. You know how like boomers can't hide their boomeriness no matter what? Like they can't hide it. They're not very good at hiding the boomeriness, right? They're very bad at it. And it kind of seems like that's what's happening here, you know? I agree, Jeff. I agree. Holy mother of Christ. Holy mother of guacamole. It has been a long time. It has been a long time since we got a 300 red boy, let alone a Canadian boy. That's Naked Snake right there. 30 minutes into the show. Can you believe it? We hit the membership Fight Milk goal before the stream even started. Can you feel the love tonight, boys? I feel the damn love tonight, boys. I feel the love tonight, Jay Bird. Thank you so much. You are the man. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that love. You are crazy, boy. Can we hit the double fight at 800? Oh my God. He says, agree. This has nothing to do with politics. I've witnessed people on both sides that are mourning or rejoicing or indifferent. I'm done with politics. I now know that this is absolutely good versus evil. I will no longer be silent. I will no longer temper my words. My children deserve better. 100% better. Thank you so much, man, for all the damn love and getting us past the mark, getting us to the 507th Naked Snake. Give him some love in the chat. My boy is the GOAT. The GOAT. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. What a great man. What a great man, dude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jay Bird, everybody. Jay Bird. All right. So let's continue the conversation about the messages. Hey, Kara says, I'm tired of video editing. It's time for Wingstop. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Do I got eggs, milk, and liquor? I'm sure I do. I know I got milk and eggs. Or I know I got milk and liquor. I'm sure I got eggs as well. Thank you so much, Karis. I love you, dude. Appreciate you. All right. Somebody's in Zia chat mentioned you're alive. Well, Zia's looking pretty slick nowadays, so I'm not too bothered by it. All right. So let's get into that's not the damn right page. Let's get into these messages. Can we zoom in more on this garbage? No. Okay. All right. Well, at any rate, screen layout, press Shift +6. What does that do? Nothing. Okay. All right. Okay. Shift +6. All right. So, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save these and I'll pull them up so we can actually read them because you cannot read these. You can definitely read that one, but we're going to save it anyway. All right. So here are the messages between Lance Twiggs, allegedly Lance Twiggs, and Tyler Robinson, the person who assassinated Charlie Kirk. Here we go. And then here's the other one. Where is it at? Where's the one that says okay, well, at any rate, here's the message. I'm trying to find like the very first portion of it. Thank you, Karis. Thank you again, Jay Bird. I'm going to pull that up a bunch today and give you kisses on the penis. So I appreciate you. All right. So here we go. So it says right here, after reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?" So let me give you some context real quick. So Tyler Robinson allegedly left a note under his keyboard, and that note stated that He saw an opportunity to kill Charlie Kirk, and he's going to take it. That's what the note said. Okay. So let's continue. So it says, after reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson said, "I am still okay, my love, but am stuck in Oram for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I got to grab my rifle still. To be honest, I'd hoped to keep this secret until I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you." The roommate said, "You weren't the one who did it, right?" And Robinson responded, "I am. I'm sorry." Now, if you are feeling what I'm feeling right now, this kind of seems not correct or real. Maybe it's paraphrasing from the actual conversation, but this sounds like an old person typing. This sounds like an old person trying to type out a conversation, right? Now, there's also a possibility that people aren't considering. Maybe Tyler Robinson is like hyper autistic, and this is how he talks in like a theater way. I've seen that before. Now, I'm not, to be fair, context or preface this with, there's not a problem with that. Like, being autistic is totally cool. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I've known people in the past that kind of talked in a theater way through text because they were really autistic, and they kind of thought it was like proper and or cute, and that's fine. And that's kind of how I was reading it a little bit. But also, we're going to get a little bit deeper into this, and it's going to be a little strange, right? You're going to be like, okay, wait. You know what I'm saying? PS2 choppers off. Well, I knew I could see that. I saw that from a mile away. PS2 chopper. You would have to be autistic to give me memberships. Got him. Oh, shit. Hold on. There we go. Thank you, PS2 chopper. Just a little roast. Just a little roast. He's a little baby roast. You can feed a family of one with a baby roast. All right. So the roommate says, "You weren't the one who did it, right?" Tyler Robinson says, "I am. I'm sorry." The roommate says, "I thought they caught the person." Robinson says, "No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering." And I have to also say, this is hyper detailed, right? This is very, very hyper detailed. So, like, the FBI wants a motive, right? Like, that's what people are screaming at them for. We need a motive. We need a suspect. We need the whole story. And then, so coincidentally, this entire text exchange is the motive, the whole story, and everything, right? All delivered on a complete silver platter. That's why people have a problem, right? How is it that the FBI, that can't even fathom to even mention the Epstein files, have this on a silver platter day one? And also the way it's written, I get why people think it's disingenuous, but we could be completely wrong about that as well, So, but that's just me. Listen here, Ashley. Listen here. My mustache is not gray like my beard. All my gray is right here. So when I shaved it, I just had a nice little mustache. Don't you be hating on my stash now. All right. Entire thing is sus. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Thank you again, Jay Bird, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, brother. All right. Roommate says, "Why?" Robert said, "Why did I do it?" Think about this for a moment. Why did I do it? I'll explain. You ever watched a movie, right? And at the very end, like, the antagonist and the protagonist meet, but the protagonist is like getting arrested, or he's like bound in handcuffs and there's guns pointed at him, And he's like, "I can't believe, like, you were the one that did this, bad guy." And then the bad guy turns around and he's like, "I'll tell you exactly why I did it in detail, because I'm going to kill you anyway." You know what I mean? You ever seen that? They turn around, "Well, I'll tell you exactly why. Here's the story, start from finish." You know what I'm saying? That's what this feels like. Why did I do it? Here, let me tell you. Is that Cecile? Cecile? What's up, bro? Hey, look, I'm pulling Cecil numbers today. Oh, yeah, dude. Thank God, finally. Finally, I'm getting my audience back from the thief. Cecil says. So here we go. Roommate is asking, why did you do it? And here is the complete motive, right? Tyler Robinson says, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully, they've moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Look, dude. Tyler Robinson is 22 years old. He's been planning this for a while. I would wager he's not stupid. The dumbest thing you could ever do after assassinating someone, if you're planning on not getting caught, is texting your best bro that you bang and saying, here's why I did it in explicit detail. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you be like, I don't talk about that to anybody, right? If it was me and I was assassinating Cecil because he steals my viewers and I popped him and then I dipped out, threw my fucking rifle in the Hudson, wherever that is. And then I drive my happy ass home in a car that I boosted from like some neighbor like 3 blocks over. You know what I'm saying? And then I get home and they're like, damn, we don't know who did it. We don't know the motive. I wouldn't be texting Billy Hatcher, this is why I did it, Billy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Billy, look, I had to take out Cecil. He was taking my delicious viewers. He took Steph. Steph met him. Steph won't even meet my ass. I've tried. She hates me. She hates me. She hung out with Cecil. This is unforgivable. And his kind of hate can't be negotiated out. Right? I wouldn't say that. I would just never talk about it again. If you really wanted to get not caught, you would just not speak of it. But then again, there's also the aspect of he wants to be a hero. He wants to be a hero in front of his friends because them taking out somebody like this, they feel like they're killing Hitler. Legitimately, they feel like they're killing Hitler. Nobody in the chat is going to tell you if they could go back in time and pop Hitler, they wouldn't, right? So why would we be confused when these people are doing it? You know, Cecil has no chance. East River is easier to ditch the gun if you kill me. Hudson's on the jerseys. Hell yeah. Thank you, Cecil, for the assist. Albatross says crazy zealots and unwell folk kind of do speak in odd ways, but at the same time, I don't want to trust this. Yeah, I agree. I would not kill Hitler. I would encourage his art. Yes, of course. Thank you, Albatross. I appreciate you, brother, for your super chat, man. Where does that put us at? Fuck, I got like 100 things open. 5. Okay, 452. Damn, I haven't been keeping up at all, huh? I was way off. 542. 543. All right, 250 from Double Fat Milk. Oh my God. All right. I must confess, for I've committed such atrocity. I must confess, for I have committed such atrocities. I am far too attractive, you see. I have taken a life of a man for being slightly more attractive than me. You know? That's I will tell you exactly why I did it. The motive. The weapon I used. All right. Where'd it go? Thank you, Ashley. We love you, Ashley. We love Ashley and her big ol' ass. Thank you, Ashley. Appreciate you. All right. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. Everybody say you like Ashley and her big ol' ass. All right. Says, so he's had enough of his hatred, blah, 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 blah. So the roommate says, how long have you been planning this? These are the kind of questions you ask your friend when you have a wire on. Okay, let's say me and Rakin were running a drug operation, right? Me and Rakin are drug lords, and we're bros. And then suddenly one day Rakin comes into the office 10 years down the line. And he's like, so, like, where are we hiding all the excess cash? And I'd be like, what do you mean you know? You know about that, Rakin. He's like, no, I just like, you know, it's slipped my mind a little bit, stressed out. I'm like, uh-huh. And he's like, so, like, why did we start doing all this in the first place? And, like, Who is our main connection in the cartel? I'd be like, Rakin? You fucking know about this, Rakin. You're fucking with me. You know, he's wearing a wire. This is what I feel in this conversation. So how long have you been planning this? What exactly was the gun you fired? So Robinson says, a bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there's a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. ... Tyler Robinson goes on to say, I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. Calling a car a vehicle is very strange for a young person. I'm worried that my old man would do it what my old man would do if I didn't bring back my grandpa's rifle. Calling your father an old man, also very strange. That's something a 60-year-old man would say. I don't even know. This kind of shortening of I don't even know isn't even real. This sounds like something an old man would make up. IDEK. It would be IDK, if anything. If I had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me, I'm worried about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Why do you change outfits? Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with me. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the fuck will I explain losing it to my old man again? Only thing I had left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. And look at this next part real quick. Look at this next part. Remember how I was engraving bullets? Are you kidding? This is literally everything in the story. Every little piece of evidence that the FBI has found is somehow in this conversation also at the same time. It's literally like 10 messages back and forth. And he gives him motive. He tells him what the rifle he used. He tells him why he was in different clothes. He tells him why about the engravings. All of this shit is somehow in this conversation. Feels very sus. You know what I'm saying? Very sus. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The fucking messages are mostly a big mean. If I see notices bulges ooh on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm going to have to leave it. This really fucking sucks. Ooh pounces on you. You're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your bulge from across the floor. What's up, sassy girl? How you doing, baby? Text is weird. It is very strange, very strange. But there's more. But wait, there's more. I have it pulled up already, but it's in a different format because it's screenshotted. All right, here we go. Yeah, da, 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 da. Is it on? All right. All right, here's the rest of it. This text is made by AI. Maybe. I mean, does AI talk like an old dude? Big Mike says the FBI found a screwdriver on top of the roof and supposedly a dude split the gun from the stock and put it in his pants till he dropped. I'm torn on details. Something doesn't add up. Well, there was also the other guy that got arrested. If you guys don't remember, the other guy got arrested and was like telling people to shoot him for some reason. It's very strange. And he also said, or he was also charged with like the possession of child porn, like today. Like what? What? Very weird. All right. Thank you, Big Mike. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. What's up, Mr. Cage? How you doing, brother? All I know is I'm looking forward to the future of AI. I don't know about you guys. Kind of unrelated, but it's from Utah. Because as soon as I get a hot like sex robot and she also can hang out with me and like affirm everything I believe and say, she gonna be my girl for real. And then I can dial up her like her sarcasm and like make her roast me every once in a while. I want you to be at like 30% roast today. She's like, all right, F slur. I'm like, beast. Oh my God. It's like, take your jaws off. She's like, no. And I'm like, all right, let's dial that back a little bit. That's not what I meant. Okay. Dial that back. Thank you, Jay Bird. Off to sleep, working the AM to pay for this interaction. Well, I appreciate you, brother. I love you. You did not have to do that, bro. So thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, my man. All right, so let's read these messages. It says, judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. I think it was a $2,000 scope. Robertson says, delete this exchange, which makes no sense, as if you can actually delete a text exchange. Robertson says, my dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it's very unique. He's calling me right now, not answering. Since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. You're all I worry about. Love. I'm much more worried about you. Don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. So here's my take on this. Because originally my take was like, okay, well, he's trying to not get this person in trouble, right? So here's the realist in me, right? The realist in me is like, okay, so if this is a fake exchange, what the FBI or whoever did this is trying to do is trying to take some of the heat off the trans community, right? Because regardless of not if you agree, people are going to see the trans community in a negative light, and they might start doing something that's totally not right and totally unjust. You right? And maybe that's not necessarily super warranted. So maybe the FBI is trying to pull back on that a little bit by making it look like his partner had literally nothing to do with it, no idea. But at the very end of it, he's saying, don't talk to media, don't answer interviews, don't make any comments, because doing any of those things, you know what I'm saying, like, would imply that they knew something. And there's also this rumor going around that 20 people knew prior of it in like a Discord, and they have screenshots of all these people following each other and making comments as early as 3 days before Charlie Kirk was murdered. It's freaking crazy, man. It's just wild. It's just getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying? Very, very spooky. Can you imagine the Biden FBI releasing all those chats? Nope. Well, the Biden FBI didn't do nothing. To be fair, I don't really care for the current FBI anyway. Because the only reason anybody supported the FBI was for the Epstein files, and they shut that shit down immediately. Probably because there's politicians from the left and right and pretty high-ranking, very influential people that are on the Epstein files that you're not going to be able to shut that down. Half of Capitol Hill would be arrested, and then the government would shut down for like years. I don't know. It'd be very weird. Lindsay. Why do I not see you over here? Lindsay's the senator says he said he turned himself in, contradicts what he told his father. Not sure if it's debunked, but it supposedly his father told him he needs to turn himself in, and then he said he would self-delete. Yeah, that was also, I think, a hearsay thing, right? That was like a weird hearsay, like type of interesting people. It was like a rumor, right? He was on suicide watch, and he's currently on suicide watch, right? I think Chuck, you bastard. Here's what I think. I think the story we're getting fed is likely the most accurate. But I think this text exchange was made to drive the point home, and it wasn't super needed, right? It doesn't really add to the conversation at all, in my opinion, right? So, at any rate, what's up, Jeff on the road? 600 people. Yeah, dude, we're hanging out tonight. Hey, make sure you guys like the stream, please. We got so much more to talk about, by the way. But I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you like the stream. Let me pull up some more stuff. We're at 250 likes. I need to get to 500 to make my father proud of me. Okay. And don't forget about my PayPal, about my NASCAR, my few NASCAR events that I have the rest of the year. PayPal's right there. Please give it some love. Very, very important. I'm so damn close to making it, and I really want to go out there and grab me a win this year. So give it some love. I'm shirtless for some reason on this picture. So, all right, thank you. All right, anyways, let's move on. Pretty much everyone is saying that these messages are completely fake. Thank you, PS2 Chopper. Right? Everybody's claiming these messages are completely fake. And I tend to agree. Right? I tend to agree. What is this? Yes. Sorry. Getting a little sucked in here. All right. Let's pull this up real quick and then we'll move on. Move along like I know you do. Move along. What's up, Toasty? How you doing, baby? Come on. Everything is wrong. We move along. Come on. All right. Then demand the autopsy report and any redacted. Then there's your sign. All right. Just got 10K subs. Oh my God, Toasty. Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah, baby. Proud of you. All right. Here we go. So here's our video we're going to look at real quick that covers everything I just kind of talked about in excruciating detail for a couple minutes here, and then we're going to move on to Destiny being an absolute insane person. But to be fair, I think he's literally just rage baiting because he likes the attention. He's one of those gross guys. I mean, think about it for a second. Like, he's a cuck. He has a humiliation fetish. This is things he has admitted. Therefore, him being made fun of all day online for having the most abhorrent, terrible opinions possible today and being on the news. Like, the news is talking about Destiny. He's probably literally stroking his shaft to all of this. He's loving it. He's loving it. So that's his motive, in my opinion.
Police interview.
Why do I not have audio, brother? Sometimes this works. Sometimes it doesn't. Open sound settings. I guess we'll go the back way. Oh, there we go.
The roommate. Police interviewed Robinson's roommate, a biological male who was involved in a romantic relationship with Robinson. The roommate told police that the roommate received messages from Robinson about the shooting, and he did provide those messages to police. On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Police found a photograph of this note. The following text exchange, then took place.
And this is all the stuff I was talking about. This text exchange just seems like a complete admission of guilt and a complete admission of every single aspect of said crime and every single aspect of every allegation against Tyler Robinson somehow conveniently is in this text conversation between him and Lance Twiggy, right? It's just like, when does this happen? Okay. That's like Lex Luthor coming down from his tower and being like, here's why I did a thing. I completely admit to it. Totally fine. Don't worry about it. Right? Like the FBI is like, Lex Luthor text us this complete admission of guilt right here. It's totally fine. You know, I want to hear what Tyler Robinson has to say. Why have we not got a video of Tyler Robinson saying something?
After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson: "I am still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet."
It sounds like this guy's the one who wrote it. I am fine, my love. It's like, what is this, medieval freaking Europe? My love. I will do anything for you, my love. You are the only one I care about. I will let nothing happen to you.
Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you. Roommate: "You weren't the one who did it, right?" Robinson: I am. I'm sorry. Roommate: "I thought they caught the person." Robinson: "No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering." Roommate: "Why?" Robinson: "Why did I do it?" Roommate: "Yeah."
Why did I do it? Let me tell you in excruciating details.
Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding.
Going to attempt to retrieve it. What do you mean retrieve it? Why are you talking like this? It should be going to get it. Am I insane? You know, it would be actually really good if somebody found text conversations of Tyler Robinson in a different situation, right? Right? Wouldn't it be interesting if we could see how he actually talks normally without this text conversation? I guarantee you there is no retrieving. Come on, Cody. You know you speak to your gay lovers like that. No, I speak to my gay lovers in a very sexual way only, always. There's not a hey. There's like, how's that booty doing today? Right?
That roommate, how long have you been planning this? Robinson, a bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. Robinson again, I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. IDEK if it's had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The F in messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notice bulge UWU on.
This is like when your teacher has to read a note that you were like carrying around. Notice bulge. My man's talking about bulge right now. You know what this sounds like? This sounds like that scene in Breaking Bad, right? You know, I think some people have talked about this. That scene in Breaking Bad where Walt kidnaps the baby, you know? Yeah. We talked about this earlier. He kidnaps the baby, and then when Skylar calls him, he yells at her and makes up a bullshit story about how she wasn't involved and she only tried to stop him. You know what I'm saying? To kind of exonerate her completely. That kind of feels that way, right? He's trying to exonerate his trans friend, or it's completely fabricated. There's three different things that this could be. A, could be completely real and just kind of freaking weird. B, completely fabricated, or C, him trying to exonerate his friend, right? And or the completely fabricated part where it would be like, you know, they're trying to take the heat off the trans movement a little bit because a lot of people are really, really energized right now, you know? Yeah, Albert, exactly. What's up, Snafu? What's up, Snafu? Oh, I have to change this. I didn't see it changed. Thank you again, Master Lions and PS2 Chopper, for your gifted memberships, getting us to 102. Appreciate you guys. All right. Actually, if his dad's law enforcement, then his kids will talk like that. Maybe. That's a good thought. It's a good thought, Gareth. All right.
Fox knew I might have a stroke, all right. I'm going to have to leave it. That really effing sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine, IDK. I think that was a $2K dollar scope. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Hold on. I don't remember seeing no damn wink, wink in here. Let me pull it up. Where's my wink, wink at? Oh. That's not a wink, I don't think. I think those are like a teary face, like a crying tear, like you're crying. You know the one, it's like exaggerated crying with like the waves coming off your face. That's what that is.
Robinson again. Delete this exchange. Again, Robinson. My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what? The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me, RN, not answering. Robinson, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Robinson, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Again, you are all I worry about, love. That came from Robinson.
It is weird. Like somebody in the chat says charges are strange. Yeah, why is he not getting charged with some kind of terrorism? You know?
Roommate, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. The search for Robinson.
All right. So that's kind of the whole story there with the text messages. I do think that there's going to be so much more coming out in the next day or so. Like, I think it's going to be outrageous, completely outrageous. Because every day it gets more wild and more wild and more wild, you know, more wild, 100%. And yeah, those polls that are claiming that people hate Trump now is a lie. Sorry. That's statistically impossible. From a conservative gets assassinated, your polls don't drop. It's like, shut up. No one believes you. In my complete opinion, I would just retire polling for a long time. There's no point in polling anymore. State can bring more charges. Thank you, Unlight Lawsuit. Like, when has a poll been accurate in the last freaking 20 years? All they do is, it seems like they try to create conversations. Like, that's all it seems like, in my opinion, right? But it's whatever. All right, let's talk about Destiny. It's going to be more outrageous than your stash. Hell to you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I went with something really random today with my stash. I never thought I'd be a facial hair guy when I was younger because I couldn't grow facial hair. And then all of a sudden now I can just have fucking handlebar mustaches and beards and shit. It's cool. I like it. All right. So if you guys don't know, Destiny has been going absolutely batshit insane all day today. He's also been trolling people very successfully. Like he claimed he got banned on Twitch. But he was just trolling people because he had already been banned on Twitch for years. And people like took the bait really hard, which was kind of embarrassing. But that's neither here nor there. Let's pull up the exchange with him on Piers Morgan, where this was today. He would not condemn Trump at all. Or he wouldn't condemn political violence unless Trump did or something, which I'm pretty sure Trump has condemned it, but it's irrelevant at this point. Let's type in Pierce. And also his like meth use or something is very strange. He's tripping balls all the time. He just looks like really rough. Somebody in the chat, I think it was Art, maybe, might have been Art, that said that he looked worse than Ricada at his worst, you know? So Destiny decided he couldn't fake being nice. Not surprising he went off the deep end, joining the man with the biggest gay crush on him, Hassan. Ugh. Why can't liberals have a decent commentator? I think Dean is the front runner now. I think Dean is going to be the only one that can hold it down. And he sucks, but he's very young. I think the older he gets, the much better he'll be at it. You got to tone down the like hyper emotional screaming eventually. Once you get that under control, I think you'll do well. In my opinion.
Social media since Charlie Kirk's death, when Erica Kirk posted Charlie's coffin, you responded, she tagged him, brackets, crying face emojis. In response to Alina Haber's tweet ordering people to fly their flags at half-mast in memory of Charlie, you posted on X buying flags and poles just to fly them fully erect. And you then posted yesterday, ending every conservative debate call out I'd do in 2026 with "Don't dodge, bro." That's not what Charlie would have wanted. I mean, do you think that your response to the cold-blooded murder of Charlie Kirk has been appropriate?
Yes. I think that the only way this country moves forward into a better world is when conservatives,
at least he owns it, right? Yes.
Can finally realize that they need to turn the temperature down on their side. We are 10 years into whatever this Trump madness is, and there is not a single mainstream conservative that will call for a lowering of the temperature on their side. I think that liberals need to wake up and finally realize that if they're not willing to do it, it will never.
Think about this for a moment. Think about what he's saying. It's, in my opinion, Destiny is literally trolling everybody. This isn't my opinion. He's saying that conservatives need to lower the temperature. Conservatives are the ones condemning political violence. That this is ass backwards, but Destiny's presenting it like a 180-degree like turnaround. Like, I think he's trolling. I don't think he really means this. He can't. That would be insane. They need to turn down the temperature. Conservatives are not the ones calling you Nazis and fascists and saying Nazis deserve to die and fascists deserve to die. Oh, yeah, by the way, all these people that we're killing are Nazis and fascists. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I crazy? Am I crazy? That it seems completely ass backwards. Liberals are tired. I'm like, liberals are the only... Conservatives are the ones that have been turning the cheek and trying to be the bigger person for a long time when stuff like this happens. And now, for the first time ever, they're like, nope, fuck it. We're done. And now suddenly they have to turn down the temperature against the people that are killing them. That doesn't make a lot of sense. And that's why, in my opinion, he's trolling for engagement, and he's doing a really good job. Goddess Bree says, pretty sure Destiny promoted political violence, but saying he wanted more conservative shot after Trump getting shot moment. He has his stove on high. Yeah, but they're protected by the First Amendment. You gotta know that, like, the First Amendment, it goes a long way, right? There's a reason why Hassan Piker and Destiny haven't been arrested, because that's kind of the only thing that is the last bastion. Like, it has to be a direct call to violence, or they're protected by the First Amendment. Now, obviously, people have conflate the freedom of speech with like Twitch and social media. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you guys this entire time have said that they're private companies and it's like freedom of consequences. How are you suddenly not understanding this anymore? You know what I'm saying? It's really no reason to take him serious and just mock him. Just mock him, Goddess Bree. All right. That's what I like to do. The dude is obviously on meth or cocaine or something. He looks awful. Like, his eyes are like this. Like, watch the clip and just watch Destiny's eyes. He's like this. Like, it's crazy. And his jaw, of course, is fucking about to fly off its hinges. It's like, oh, no, but he actually has a condition, all the Destiny fans say. I'm like, okay, whatever you say. Whatever, just say.
Come down. If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term. Every time he's in office, this happens. People joked about when Biden came in, it was so boring, nothing was going on. 7 out of 10 of the largest protests in American history have happened under Donald Trump. All of the recent political violence that's happened in this country over the past 20 years, the majority of it, the overwhelming majority of it.
See, what he's implying here is that you're going to have political violence on conservatives as long as you allow conservative ideals to happen. So it's quite literal. Like, it's like the literal definition of fascism. People that usually call you fascist are fascists themselves. Otherwise, they wouldn't have to call you fascist, right? He's literally saying right now that the reason that you're being killed is because you're allowing people like Trump to be elected or electing them, and you're allowing their ideals to take hold and actually exist. It's like, if you would stop that from happening and just elect liberals, then you wouldn't die, bro. Yeah, it's fascism. Yeah, we understand. We get it.
Everybody gets mad because they keep asking Grok about it. Has been conservative.
Who shot Charlie Kirk?
A guy from Utah who was raised in a Christian family, who was a 22-year-old
A guy
white
described.
Dude. He wasn't
Destiny.
trans. He
No,
didn't have a
Destiny.
trans.
Destiny's also going to go with the completely 100% debunked idea that he's a groiper. Keep in mind, there is literally, you remember the last show I did? There was people in the chat calling Tyler Robinson a groiper. The evidence behind that was literally non-existent. It was just random liberal commentators on Twitter saying he was a groiper with zero evidence. That's all. They were like, oh, this shell casing right here. Oh, it's groiper. He's a groiper. That was it. It's like one of the shell casings. Oh, he's a groiper. And I'm like, but there's like 40 pieces of evidence saying he's not. They're like, those are lies. We don't care. And Destiny he just says it again. What's up, Sean?
His girlfriend. He didn't have any trans influences. He didn't have any trans bullets. Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys were wrong on all of that.
To be clear, the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, has made it clear that their investigation has now established that he had been radicalized by a leftist ideology, which drove him to do this. That's just
I'm sorry. Excuse me. When?
Yesterday, he said that.
No. When was he radicalized? In the 6 months that he did remote college?
I don't know when he was radicalized, but I do know.
What you just said
I do know the very reasonable sounding governor.
Destiny just started screaming. Destiny saying that you can't be radicalized within 6 months is asinine. Bro, the first time I ever got in a race car and fucking took the green flag, I was radicalized for racing. I was like, it took me like 4 seconds, you know? It took me like absolutely just 4 seconds to, you know? That's how long it took. You know what I'm saying? But Clankers says you're desperately trying to narrativize, but you're so stupid. Do you have like I talk to the chat and have a good time, and I'll like talk to like what like evidence that you're listening to. What do you think? Like explain what you're thinking. This might be your first time here, maybe, I don't know. But like spurging out, being like low T and effeminate in the chat, like is gay. just like tell me what you've seen and what you think, because I'll speak to both sides of it. I enjoy it. Sean is a hyper fucking leftist, and we talk about that shit all day, every day, while playing Fall Guys. So I don't really listen to him, but
of Utah,
it's griping time, boys.
Has made it clear.
Not true.
Like we're sitting there laughing and cutting up and talking to the chat, and there's just somebody in chat. It's like, you fuck. Oh! Like, I always like picture it that way, like a cartoon. Like we're all just chilling. This one person's just like throwing shit and like flipping tape. Like, this is my side. How dare you? Politics.
That the
he hasn't made it
you may
clear.
not want
He
to
said
hear
this is
this.
an ongoing investigation.
You may not want to
You
hear
don't
it,
wanna
Destiny.
Piers.
But the reality is the investigators, according to the governor of Utah, have established that he was radicalized to a leftist ideology that drove him to murder Charlie Kirk. Now, let me just ask you.
That's just not true.
Let me just
There's
ask
no
you.
way
well,
to deal with it.
Okay,
You're living in a
accusing the
delusional
governor
fantasy.
of lying.
Yeah.
That's your prerogative. But
Sure.
if it turns out to have been somebody with a
that in a nutshell, is literally the entire narrative from people that are like disagree with kind of the evidence that's at hand, right? The people that are calling the guy a groiper and stuff like that, they're literally in a nutshell what Destiny just was. They're like, okay, Pierce Morgan is like, here's the evidence laid out. Here's what the investigation has concluded. Here's what multiple investigators have come to a conclusion on after interviewing all these people. Here's everything that they all agree on, like in a tight-knit report. And Destiny's like, it's not true. It's not true. And it's like, then what is the truth? No, well, I don't know. It's not true. That doesn't work. Like, as much as you would like that to work, it doesn't work. Screaming it's not true doesn't make it not true. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, like, yeah, I wish there was more to it, you know? So it's not true. Disloyal. Blasphemy, goddess. Blasphemy. Oh. Okay. Clank, I'm like, hey, Clank, like, explain what you've seen out there. And you're like, you're afraid. See what I mean? Like, there's no point. There's no point. You're not even interested in actually like talking about it, like what you've seen and what you agree with and how you see things. You're not even interested. You just want the W. You want to prove your loyalty and your affirmation to your side for your friends. I could give two flying fuck what people think about me, how they feel about me politically. And I don't care if they affirm me and say I'm on the right side or the bad side. I don't care. And that's probably my biggest takeaway from people like this is it's all about winning on their side. There's no individualistic thought, right? And it's all kind of more of it's like a video game. It's like playing fucking like Call of Duty or something. Trying to see who, like, you want to win. That's all you care about. right? There is no there is nothing else behind it, right? So just saying random shit in chat that has nothing to do with anything, like like for a good example is like somebody will come into chat and they'll assume my belief structure on certain policy or movement because that's what Trump or somebody else they know believes. And I'm like, I actually don't believe any of that. And they just still scream because usually what the issue is unfortunately, and it's kind of like a hard reality to like have to see, you know, is it's people with very low life experience, people with not a lot of interest or passions, and they're to fill those voids, it becomes politics. And when you're searching for fulfillment, you'll do almost anything to get it. And when those things come to politics, things get a lot more dangerous, right? Whereas when I get off my stream, I go downstairs, I'll record a few bars on guitar and like focus on that stuff. I'll start cold emailing some companies. I'll set up some meetings for like the next couple of days for racing and stuff. So I don't really think about that unless I'm online, you know, like unless I'm like streaming or setting up a stream. I don't really think about any of that. But these people live for it because they don't have interest. They don't have passions. They don't really have anything going on anymore. So they're like, well, I'm going to make this my whole personality. And then it comes off as they just start screaming and spurging. And I think that's probably what's most dangerous is when you make politics your source of fulfillment and you make politics your personality, it leads you to not be able to handle it in a way you should be able to handle it. Like just talking about it. Like we've been doing for stream after stream after stream. We talk about it. What do we think is going on? Like, what is Destiny meaning here? What do I think he means? What does Big Mike think he means? What does Sean think he means? Sean usually will disagree with me. We all like, you know, we'll see what's going on. And then you have people in the chat that are just literally screaming. They're fucking screaming because this isn't like politics, generally speaking, is, you know, policy versus policy. Which policy aligns more with my belief structure and will make the world a better place, right? That's kind of like the loose definition of like how we see politics. But to these people, it's not about that. It's about fucking life and death, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Is just life or death. You know, so you guys get what I'm saying. Anyway,
leftist ideology who wanted to shut up Charlie Kirk. Would you condemn that?
I won't condemn anything until the president of the United States can go on air and say, all of us need to calm down.
So you won't condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk until Donald Trump says something.
I'm a YouTuber. Leftists and Democrats have been condemning and turning down the temperature, condemning violence, turning down the temperature for a decade.
Bro, that what Destiny did right there is such a it's such a classic cop out to avoid any accountability. It's just like, oh, I'm just a stupid YouTube guy. I don't have to say anything, right? I'm just a stupid YouTube guy. I hold no responsibility. Say, well, you have a pretty large audience of influential young people. That's when things start to change, right? I'm just a dumb YouTuber. Now, if it was me, it'd be different because, you know, I have a very small channel. I don't have a lot of viewers. But somebody like Destiny or Hassan Piker is a great example. You can't really fall back into that I'm just a YouTuber because you're not really anymore. There are way more people watching Hassan than there are most politicians that exist. A good example of that is when like Joe Biden would go live on the White House's YouTube account and there would be 20 watchers. You guys remember that shit? That was wild. That was fucking wild. That was weird. That was a very weird timeline. So like in 2021, Joe Biden, for whatever reason, and it wasn't Joe Biden, obviously, personally, it was like their team, their media team. They would go live on the White House YouTube channel. And I'll be like, oh, cool. It says the White House is live. So I go to the YouTube channel and it's just Joe Biden sitting there being like old and fuck. And it would have 20 people watching or 30. I'm like, holy fuck, this is the president, bro. That's 30 people watching. Holy shit, that's like nobody. That's nobody, right? You know, in the grand scheme of things, you know, for the president. But when Trump would go live, he would have like 100,000 concurrent. And that's where all the like fake elections like stuff kind of came from. It's like there's literally nobody watching this. Everybody's watching this. Why? You know? Now, is it train wreck theory? Maybe. It's hard to say. What's up? You got de-snoped. How you doing, brother? How you doing, brother? All right. Anyways, I'm just a YouTuber, bro.
Donald Trump can't go on TV and say, all of us need to calm down.
Right.
Can you tell me why he cannot?
Why
tell
would you
his side
expect
to calm
anybody,
down?
Destiny?
You
What-
can't answer that. Can you answer that question? Why
Okay,
can't
can
Trump
you
go on
answer
TV
this
and say,
question?
all of us should be less violent?
Why do you
can't
think?
Trump say that?
Why do you
Why is
think?
your
Trump say
behavior
that? I feel like
contingent
I'm
on Donald
insane
Trump?
right now.
Why do you
is
think? That,
I feel like I'm going insane as Destiny screams. It's pretty funny. This is a fun clip. Let's be fair. It's a fun clip. Make sure you guys like the stream, please. Let's get to that 500 like goal so I can jump off a cliff. What's up, Avery? How you doing, buddy? How you doing, brother?
let me
Behavior
ask a
contingent
question.
on Donald Trump.
Let me
Why
ask
is
a
that?
question.
Because he's the president of the United States of America and the leader of the
Yeah,
opposing
Destiny.
political party.
Destiny. Let me
You
just.
have a huge audience of young men who
I'm a
listen to
YouTuber
everything you have to
who
say.
has more
So
young
when
men
you,
following
it
him.
doesn't matter. You have
I'm a YouTuber. It doesn't matter then. Whatever I say is irrelevant. I'm just a YouTuber. Everybody hates YouTubers, right? I'm just a YouTuber. Who gives a fuck? If you think so low of yourself, why would you go on Piers Morgan? I'm just a stupid YouTuber. Nobody cares about me. Well, I think she's hot now. She's always been hot, bro. I don't let political views change the hotness. Okay, AOC. I think she's dumb as a box of rocks. She could still get it though.
a huge audience. And because of the fact that you have a huge audience, you have a responsibility to not turn. No,
and
it
your
hasn't.
brain
It
has
hasn't
been
been broken. I
destroyed
actually care
because
about the
people
country
bully you on
and want to bring
Twitter.
people together.
Her brain has been broken, apparently. Now, I also have to say this about Anna Kasparian. Anna Kasparian, is that her name? Her views have changed in the last couple of years, and she's gotten way more nuanced. That's why I kind of respect this chick a little bit more. Like, she's gotten a lot more nuanced in the last couple of years, and that's kind of where I like identify as in a very nuanced, strange position. Like, I talk to Sean about tough politics all the time offline. He knows, you know what I mean. I believe a lot of progressive ideals. But obviously, people like that guy that was sparking out in chat earlier, they don't understand that, nor see it, nor care. They just assume that everybody that they might think is a conservative 100% believes everything down the line that Trump believes, and you should die. That's what they think. And that's not the case at all. But I totally get why people would think that way, because again, it's just a football game. It's just a video game to them. None of it's real. It's all for entertainment. So Anna Kasparian, she's changed her views a lot. I think she's grown. And I think it is important to change your views every so often, just slightly, and kind of grow. Like, I've grown a lot in a lot of different ways, especially gun control. I've went the opposite direction that a lot of people would like to go, or on the left would like to go. I got way more hardcore, what's the phrase? Shall not be infringed. Praise Jesus. That's the direction I went in. Right. But I used to not be that way. I used to be kind of like, maybe we could use some more. But now I'm not like that anymore. But an experience, kind of, her views have changed, and I think it's important to grow and important to listen to people. Right. That's why I asked that dude that was spurting out in chat. I'm like, well, what have you seen and what do you think? But they never give anything. They never give any like examples of what they've seen or what they believe or what they never do, because they don't have anything. They're just screaming. It's screaming. I have to make everybody know that I am the moral arbiter and I am the good guy. It's like, okay, well, how? It's like, well, I don't have an example. It's like, well, okay, cool. That's great. So at any rate, anyways, but Destiny has not. Destiny's like, your brain has been broken from online rhetoric, and Destiny's quite literally on fucking amphetamines and spurting and screaming. And how can you claim that somebody's brain is broken when they condemn political violence, but you're openly for it and you aren't broken? Very interesting. Again, I don't think Destiny believes any of this. I think he's doing it just for online attention. Chad, cuckery leads to anger. Cuckery leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Fuck my wife, you will. Okay, all right. No condom you put on. Suck you off, I finish.
Then
Do
you
the
should tell
opposite.
Donald
You
Trump to
represent
tell
the
people
worst
to
of us,
be
Destiny.
less.
I'm dead, bro. Wait, it's over? Damn, we watched that whole clip, bro. It's like I've been drinking or something.
Which drove him to do this. That's just.
I'm sorry.
Okay, damn. It's like it's like how I'd been drinking, and it just went by so quickly. I'm so sad.
Cox has made it clear.
6 months that he did remote college.
I don't.
No, we already watched this.
In 2 months of shit I'm doing, but sure.
Not exactly like.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting.
All right. Okay. Here, let's pull up some more Destiny. You have to respect the pavement apes on the subway. What the hell does that mean? T-Mac, what's up? Star Wars makes my butt hurt. I don't even like thinking about Star Wars. You know what makes me broken heart about Star Wars? I thought about this today. Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, I feel like are like pretty wholesome people. And they still like swear by their Star Wars, and it's like the most hated Star Wars. And they're even doing it again. Like they're finally getting back into it. Hayden Christensen's getting back. He's getting invited back to it. And then they make the Obi-Wan show, which could be the best Star Wars product of all time. If they would have just hired some good people to make Star Wars Obi-Wan, it could have likely been the best thing that's ever come out of the Star Wars universe. And they instead just do the same thing and get that random like ghetto lady that's like, shit, Obi-Wan, what are you doing? Like, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? What am I watching? Why is Obi-Wan sad and depressed? Not as good as he once was. I was almost expecting his lightsaber to be limp. Like, holy shit, what a terrible show. What a horrid show. God. And the entire show was just about that Revan lady that was like, hey. And I'm like, why is she here? God, it's so terrible, bro. It's so awful. Fuck. And those poor guys got brought back into it. So depressing, man. All right, sorry, that was completely unrelated. Obi-Wan, shut your mouth, sugar. Yeah, man. Rough. Fucking rough, dude.
Represent the worst of us, Destiny.
Flash out the crime statistics? Not exactly like.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right now, they don't feel like there's any fear. Like, I don't know. It's like memes. It's just memes to everybody, I guess.
Why should conservatives expect to be killed if your side's not fucking insane? See, this is why I can't believe Destiny's like being serious. He has to be lying about this for attention. He has to be trying to rage bait for attention. Why would it rely on your people that aren't killing you to turn down the temperature to save you from the people that are killing you? That's insane. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. You know? Like, God. It's crazy to me. It's just wild. It's wild to me. It's not time. Love you, Big Mike. Appreciate you. This is what I heard. We don't want to turn down the temp, so we'll turn it up so high that somebody else has to turn it down. Exactly. Yeah. It can't be accurate. It can't be accurate. We are 150 likes from 500. I need everybody in the chat spamming the like button, bro. This is getting serious, bro. Okay, this is serious. I need you to take this serious. Unlike fucking Die or Swaggy. Where's Swaggy at? Is Swaggy in here? I'm gonna see Swaggy. Swaggy. He's not in here. That son of a bitch. Coming here being a bullshitter. Okay. God, thought we were friends, Swaggy.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't care. I'm playing video games. Okay, I'm done today. I don't give a fuck. God, it's gonna be so fucking gay if I get killed in the next fucking 2 months of shit I'm doing. Well, the cucked shit out here. Please don't anybody make any actual fucking the most cucked, weak ass, fucking bullshit ass speeches on my side. God, if it happens, holy shit, I'm gonna make a death note before I go out to go live and not. God, it's so cucked. It's so optics cucked.
What? Okay, yeah, 100% I'm convinced. I am convinced 1000% that Destiny's fucking rage baiting. Why would he ever say anything about cucked ever? I would not mention that word. That word would not be a part of my vocabulary ever again. In a derogatory way. Because he is literally a cuck. That's insane. This is insane. It's all fake to me. It's all fake to me. In my opinion. 1-2 cents. Do you have timestamps for Rich's crazy shit, by the way? I know Rich was going wild as fuck. If you got timestamps for it, that'd be great. I don't know if anybody in here does, but I'm just thinking about future segments. Make sure you guys like the stream. Very important. Almost to 400. We are 200 in super chats, 230 from Double Fight Milk. We already hit normal Fight Milk with the membership goal. 102. Killed it. Knocked it out the park, baby. Rich was straight up smack talking to Charlie's wife. Of course he was. Well, I would expect Rich to do that. I think Rich kind of has an easier time shitting on women, I think, than men. I think that's just the natural course of things. With people that are like find themselves liberal, I think liberal men have a much easier time attacking women that they see as their enemy than they do men. Because it's easier. It goes right. It goes hand in hand with like projection. You know, like liberal men will often claim their moral like godliness, their moral arbiters, they're morally perfect. And also they love women and they think women deserve everything except for when a woman denies them, then they deserve to get raped. Right? That's what these guys, if you ever see like a guy that like sexually assaults women, he's always a liberal. Now, obviously I'm generalizing a little bit, but dude, it's like a meme, right? The most dangerous person in the room is a male feminist every time because they feel like they're owed. They're like, I'm aligning with you. I'm owed your sex. Right. So I think that's the idea is that's why liberal men have a much easier time attacking women because they actually think that they are lesser because they're trying to save them because they need to be saved because they're dumb and they got fat asses like Ashley. And fat asses, although beautiful, don't solve problems, you know, unless that problem is me having a full ball sack. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay, you get it. You get what I'm saying. Okay, all right. Last guy I dated turned out to be this big liberal man, and he literally tried to grape me at a bar. I'm shocked. See what I mean? Liberal men stab white women on trains. Yes, they sure does. It's in the Twitter DMs, the tweets with dickers. All right, I'll look it up. Oop, do not leave. Do not leave the website, boys. All right. Dickers. What is that name? Is it Rich? Is it like a play on Rich or something? Like Rich, like Dickers, like Rich. All right. Is it just this 16-second clip, though? I feel like I thought it would be way more than 16 seconds. But okay. Isaac Desmaro. What's up, buddy? What's up, Crack Shack? Israel! Oh! Irikias and Jordan Peter's words, they are sneaky fuckers. They're sneaky boys, I tell you what.
Dad, fuck Charlie Kirk. I feel for his fam, but he spread so much hate.
I
The world
agree.
is better without him.
I agree.
Not celebrating his death, but you reap what you sow.
And the irony of him talking about gun violence and get shot.
The irony. Such an irony that anyone dies ever. You gotta think to yourself that people that are like, they think they're really deep. Like they think they're fucking super deep, right? Huh. How ironic that a guy that supports the Second Amendment dies. It's like, what you trying to say there exactly? Are you trying to say somebody who supports the Second Amendment doesn't die very often? What could you mean by that? What do you mean? What could you possibly mean by that? Are you trying to say that most crime happens in certain areas? I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to say. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. Oh geez. It's pretty funny. No, it's like just thinking you're deep. So they like quite literally think they're singing some Alanis Morissette. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Satellite Chad. I'm calling it right now. Destiny's gonna go to Jesse Smollett's false flag himself, get caught, and still claim it's the rights problem. What Destiny would do is he would get caught and then say he was it does happen, and he was just driving the point home because it's necessary to like let everybody know that this is real. Thank you, Sadlat Chad. You know, we are the world. We are the ones who make a dumber day. So let's start reading. But yeah, at any rate, it's one of those things. It's how people are like, well, I think Charlie Kirk spreaded hate. Okay, elaborate. Elaborate on how you thought Charlie Kirk spreads hate. Okay, because if you are saying that the fact that Charlie Kirk had normal conservative beliefs is spreading hate, then yes, you think that half the U.S. should be killed at gunpoint. Now, let's revisit this. Do you think that is reasonable? People like Destiny would say yes. Would Rich say yes? And is Rich going to be one of the people that line up with a gun and pull the trigger to kill those lesser evil people than himself? Because somebody's got to do it, right? I mean, Rich is going to have to leave his house. They're going to have to give him his, the M4 or whatever they're going to provide. And then Rich is going to have to kill his evil conservative counterpart, in public because their ideals are hateful and evil. What ideals? No one knows. We don't know. It's just whatever you determine that's hateful, I guess. Doesn't matter. Right? Just got to kill him. Is Rich going to be one of the ones that pulls the trigger? I doubt it. Right? Because then you'd have to leave your house. And that'd suck. You know what I'm saying? Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So that's the weirdest part about all this. He'd have to get off his ass first. Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. That's true. They pull out their iPad with the fake quotes. Literally the conversation this week. I'm not even going to jump on that. You can actually see a duality of of men right here. Where's it at? Where did you go? Defeat a reader. No, fuck. It's John. Damn you, John. Where did you go? Okay, here we go. It's wild. I will say John had Anubis by a couple of messages, though, which is the funniest part of it. Yeah, he got him by a little. He got him by a little. Yeah, that's been one of the funniest things to watch. That's the unfortunate thing. I think about the liberal movement now. I think it's kind of over. I don't think it's coming back. I don't think it can come back. And the reason I say that is because of what we were talking about earlier with not listening, just consuming, and just repeating. Right? Not listening, consuming, repeating. I don't think it can come back. I just don't think it's possible. Because it's not like fire. It's like the opposite. It's like cold and summer's coming. And like people will be like, oh, look at this clip, this 3-second clip of Charlie saying this thing about a black pilot. But they removing all the context that is prior to that, right? Or showing the empathy quote. That's been the best one so far, right? Because they remove half the quote to make it look evil. And they know they're doing it. They all know they're doing it. But they don't give a fuck because they want to win. It's about winning. It's not about making the world a better place. It's not about making the world a better place for you or your family. It's not making things better about make it to where people can prosper more. The people you care about, the other people on the other side of the country, those who you pretend to have empathy for. Like, it's not about any of that. It's just about fucking winning. That's it. Right? That's how it's always been. Every time somebody tries to get me canceled from racing, they'll send an out of context clip and then post fake context for it to try to get me in trouble. And then I'll just send the full clip and the context, and no one ever cares. They're always like, okay, cool, it's all good. Because they have to listen because there's money involved. But people online, they don't care. They're just going to say the same thing. Didn't he say this about these 3 black women? Let's remove the next 30 seconds, though, so we can't see what he actually said. Didn't he say empathy's a dumb word? No, let's completely remove the next 30 words of that statement, though. So, you know, so it looks like he says empathy's gross and evil, and we should never feel empathy because empathy's bad, and he's bad, and you're bad, and we're all bad. Evil. We're all evil. Right? We don't need the rest of the quote. Fuck it. It's all so disingenuous. It's so disingenuous. And they don't care. They don't care. That's why I don't engage in it. Right? Because if I did, it wouldn't matter. If somebody in chat was like, hey, Charlie Kirk said empathy was dumb and you're evil for feeling bad for Charlie Kirk, I could pull up the quote right now and I could read the full quote, the full ass quote. And that person in chat would be like, doesn't matter, you're gay. That's what that it wouldn't none of it matters. They are not here to get their mind changed. They are not here to listen. They're not here to get facts and or to interpret whatever fact may exist, to come to a consensus, or maybe not to just see something, or even to happily disagree and talk about it. They are here to win and spurg and fucking leave. Right? Because it's about winning. And you can't win if you abandon your team. Right? What's the quote, Halo Smith? So, I will tell you exactly. So, I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, but I'll get pretty close to it. So, people online, this was the number one. So people online were claiming that Charlie Kirk deserved no empathy, okay, because he himself did not believe in empathy. And the reason they say that is because he had a quote where he was like, I think empathy is an outdated, made-up term for the modern world. A stupid term. That's where they end the quote, by the way. That's it. Now, if you took that at face value, that's pretty wild, right? That means that you would, how you interpret that is he literally has zero empathy for anything ever. Therefore, he's kind of like a sociopath, right? But here's the thing. There's a whole other half of that quote that they intentionally perfectly cut off. Like they literally went out there. They went to that quote and quite literally with fucking whiteout on the damn mouse and removed it to make it look fucking crazy. They did that knowingly to send to their followers. They fucking hate you. They even hate their own followers because they're just outright lying. They don't care. It's all for winning. It's all about winning. Nothing else matters. Here's the rest of the quote for you. He says he thinks empathy is a stupid, made-up term for the modern world. Okay. The rest of the quote is, he prefers the word sympathy because empathy implies that you can feel what somebody is feeling. And honestly, we can't really feel what other people feel. Right? Oh, wow. Now it seems really reasonable. Right? Suddenly the whole quote is fucking normal. Right? Pretty wild. That's how all these things play out. And you see Anubis wanting us to, he's like, play the short out of context compilation so everybody can be radicalized. Hurry, hurry, hurry. No, I'm not going to play out of context stuff for everybody to see. Right? Because it'll literally like be a video and it'll be like Charlie Kirk's be like, I hate black people. And then it goes off and they're like, see, he hates black people. I saw it. He said 3 what I hate. I saw it. Quote tweet, quote tweet, quote tweet, quote tweet, quote tweet, quote tweet. I saw it. He hates fucking. And I don't engage in that. That's silly. I'm like 35 fucking years old. Too old for that. Right? It's disingenuous. Ryan says, can you tell us some GameStop stories? No. And NASCAR stories and show us your first ever car that you bought. My first ever car I bought. 2011 Hyundai Elantra is the first car I ever bought, bro. No, this is not this stream's not about GameStop. I appreciate you, Ryan. I love you, dude. Appreciate you. You want a fucking 2011 Elantra? No one wants no damn 2011 Elantra. All right. Nobody want no damn Elantra, bro. Huh? Call Tiny on stream. No, I haven't talked to Tiny in a long time. I don't think it's gonna work. All right. 2011 Elantra, Ryan. Come on, bro. Anyways, but yeah, that's the disingenuous nature. The true evil, the true vicious evil of these people is after a man is dead and his blood is not even cold, they're sharing out of context clips to try to make it look like he was actually more evil than he was. Why? To make it look like it was justified and their side is good. We got to get rid of the evil people. Got to kill them. Got to shoot them in the fucking face. Kill them. Kill all of them. Kill them as hard as fucking possible, as brutal as possible, in front of all their family while they cry in fear, and then kill them next. That's what we got to do. We got to kill all of them. They're all fucking evil. They're bad. They're evil, evil people. It's like, well, can you give me an example? It's like, no, but I can cut this clip out of context to try to make it look like that. Because then it's justified that we gouge their fucking eyes out. Right? And that's how Anubis is probably thinking in the chat. Show the clip. Show the out of context clips now. So you can prove that it was good that he died. Some crazy shit. Some crazy shit when you actually think about it. Like, sometimes you gotta look in the mirror. Damn, well, I'm fucking a little crazy. This is so getting clipped. No! Out of context, here we go. Chink. Why is everybody talking about Chank? Chank, you mean? What are you going to talk about Chank for? Chank. Oh, yeah, the Chank thing. Yeah. They were saying he was saying an Asian slur, but he was talking to the Young Turks guy, Chank. Yeah, that was a funny one. He's saying Chank over and over. Oh, my God. That was wild. That one was a little funny, let's be honest. That was a little funny. Let's be fair. 8 locks to 400, boys. Let's go. That's his name. Yeah, his name. Chank's insane. He is. He is insane. But also, he like smiles and laughs when he's saying stuff, and it's kind of fun. That's kind of funny, right? Review take me in despicable longer video. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Anubis, where'd you go? I saw you say something. Anubis says the Chank thing was dumb. Yes, agreed, Anubis. Now, here's the issue, Anubis. The same person that made the Chink out of context clip made all of them. Now, why did they make the Chink clip? Why did they do that, Anubis? If you watch the actual clip, it goes back and forth to Chank's face. But they took that out. Why? Why'd they do that, Anubis? What was the reason for that? The same people made the rest of those clips. Why'd they do it? To make him look way worse than he was to justify his death. That's not a good thing. That's a bad thing. Those aren't the good guys. Those are the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Shizzy Wizzy. Incoming raid. Shizzy Wizzy Nut Boys. He's the man with a plan. Oh, yeah. What's up, brother? How you doing, dude? My man's here today to give me a keys. Maybe not with 10 gifted memberships. Oh, my word. Maybe so. Maybe so. Right? Maybe so. She says maybe not. I say maybe so. Just putting this out there. What's up, Promise? How you doing, brother? How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing good, brother. Thank you, Shadow. Appreciate you, brother. All right. Thank you so much. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think maybe so. Yes. I never said it was a good thing to take out of context. Billy Hatcher calmed down. No, I agree with you. Billy Hatcher needs to calm the hell down. Okay. Billy, calm down. All right. I'm going to ban you. Okay. We're going to ban you. All right. I will not have you slandering Anubis in my chat. Only I can slander Anubis. Mama Cuddles. How you doing, baby? Appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. We're just reacting to a few things here. We're talking about our boy Charlie Kirk and his unfortunate passing from assassination by Tyler Robinson, and allegedly in cahoots with Lance Twiggs, his partner in crime. Now, there was a bunch of messages that came out that made it look like he had no knowledge of it, which seems to be the running thing right now. But it's irrelevant. We're watching Rich talk about Erica Kirk, who is Charlie Kirk's widow. She did a statement that I can't even imagine doing, to be fair. If it was my wife that had been shot, I couldn't even imagine doing this. I wouldn't be able to do it. So the fact that she could do this is insane to me. Like, the amount of overt courage to have to stand up there and deliver a 20-minute I can't even imagine. Just can't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? But she did it, and she did it in her own way. And people, for some reason, bald 60-year-old men are angry about it. And I don't really understand the motives there. But it's fine. It's fine. I also have to preface this with saying I've always liked Rich, and I appreciate Rich helped me get started on YouTube. But sometimes you gotta fucking roast your boy. So that's what we're doing today.
For everyone who's watching this, restreaming this, if you think this is genuine, you are very special. You are very unique.
Keep in mind, Rich is the face of a genuine nature. Rich is the model of genuineness. Right?
This is some of the worst acting. Like, she would give fucking the people that are on those Hallmark shows a run for their money. Give me a break. Give me a break. You could restream me all of them all you want to. If you buy into this, this says more about you than it does about me. This is not the way that you fucking grieve. This is not natural. This is about as natural as when Chris Watts was fucking interrogated by the cops and he was, I just need to see my little girls. And my wife, I wish she would just come.
Rich, the model of genuineness and the overt judge of how you should grieve, the expert in how you should grieve. We should all take Rich's example for how you grieve when you lose a loved one. Whatever you think feels natural when you lose a loved one, it is not correct. It is whatever Rich says it is. So I'm just trying to let you guys learn and understand how these things work to try to teach you to be a better person like Rich. Charitard, so Tyler has a trim. The word troon makes me lose my shit. I don't know why. No reason. Something about it. I'm like, whoa. Every time I see it, I'm just like, oh my God. It's just something weird and funny about it. Thank you, Charitard. Appreciate you, brother.
Call me. He's like, is the vocal fry making you think that I'm actually sad?
What's the cheering audience thing about?
It's like, come on. It's not normal. This is theatrics. She does not seem sincere.
Responders who struggled heroically.
If this wasn't all about him and his wife, and I understand because of what she's going through, no one else wants to say this. This seems like something you would see on JCS before the wife had them murdered. She had nothing to do. I don't think she had anything to do with it. Everyone.
Think about this for a moment. Think about how actually disgusting this is. From a reasonable level-headed perspective, which is what I try to look at things. You know, Rich himself, and this is not me digging at Rich or not trying to, but it's very apparent that Rich doesn't really leave his house. Rich doesn't have a lot of life experience, maybe not as much as he should at this point. I mean, he's an old guy, probably should have more life experience. You know what I'm saying? And he's presenting himself as the moral arbiter. He's presenting himself as the expert in genuine nature and body language. And he's also presenting himself as the expert in grieving. All of these things, which are kind of required to have a lot of life experience to be able to decipher. So that's what's very strange about it to me, right? I would never pretend to be the moral arbiter. I would never pretend to be the one that can tell you who is just genuine and not. Although I do have my opinions on individuals that may be that way, I would never come to you and be like, this guy's just disingenuous for no reason, right? That's grieving over like a lost loved one. You know, we all have our opinions, but I wouldn't present myself as the expert in all these things, right? Pit Bucks, thank you, brother. Pit Bucks, everybody coming in. What's wrong with that super chat? Appreciate you, brother. I'm talking in a redneck accent today because A, I am from Alabama and I live in Alabama, and B, I have a handlebar mustache, which is a new addition today. I just made it. I just sculpted it today. Thank you, Pit Buck. Love you, brother. Demon. It's like an elite from Halo 2. Demon. What about? Sad Lad Chad, thank you, brother. Coming to member, appreciate you, brother. Thrash Vice says Rich has become classic micro P rage. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what I think about that. Thank you, Thrash Vice. Sad Lad says Rich remembers grieving his last pizza. Oh no, dude, me too. I'm a fat ass at heart. What? Yeah, so here's the thing, dude. The same thing with Destiny, I think kind of applies to Rich. I think he has a humiliation fetish, and I think he kind of enjoys the attention because Rich kind of got lit up and got inspired when the Law Cow stuff blew up with him and the Becky Boo lady. I think that was her name. I can't remember. But you guys remember when that happened, like last year, like last October? Like Law Cow Live was just talking about Rich, and Rich was fucking, you could tell he was really energized over it. And it was very negative attention, but he thrived off of it. And I think that's the thing is people like Destiny and people like Rich, they overtly try to appear as abhorrent as possible to try to feed that negative engagement, negative reaction to get a lot of attention on themselves, and they thrive off that negative attention. There are people out there that do that. I know to like you or me or most of you, I know this doesn't apply, generally across the board. To most of you, positive reinforcement is what we enjoy, right? Positive intention is what we enjoy. Most of us, right? The issue is the negative intention, the people that enjoy negative intentions, it's much rarer, and it's almost always having to do with the entertainment industry because otherwise you can't experience it. Like, when would you ever experience a mob of people coming after you? You would never even know if you thrived off that. People in the entertainment industry, you'll see it sometimes. And I think that's the issue. I think they like the negative attention. Whether or not you would, they might. Does that make sense? So. And that's my opinion, That's a good point. You don't know if it's a conscious humiliation fetish. I just think stuff like this is the only way to know how to get attention. Yeah. Look, for example, dude, I'll put out video after video after video, and they'll bomb and bomb and bomb, and I just keep grinding forward, and then I'll have a good video that fucking plops off. And I'm like, oh, cool. That's inspiring. It drives me to keep moving forward. I think these people will get a very, very big negative attention scenario, and that's the only thing they can find enjoyment and fulfillment out of. Like, look at Boogie. Boogie's had like 8,000 negative things, and he just feeds them now. He just he'll make them up as he goes. He just makes a new one every other week. Or he was. I broke up with my girlfriend. My girlfriend cheated on me. Blah, blah, blah. It's just like always this overt psycho negative shit, like 100% of the time, to try to drum up negative attention. I faked cancer. I did all this. You're right. Almost for the show. And a normal person wouldn't want to do that. They'd be like, the money's not worth it. I would rather just live in peace. Matt says, Rich's anger noises. Sad lad, or Charitard says that's rich coming from someone who stares at the camera wide-eyed, sky high for 20 minutes like he's in a staring contest. Me Cash looks. Oh, Cash. Oh, Cash. Come on, buddy. Pitbucks, I've been silent, but called FBI, and the women I talked to had no idea who these people were. Shocking. Shocking. Thank you, Pitbucks. I appreciate you, brother. It's wild. Are you shocked? Not me. No way, no how, no way. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's continue. Let's watch this clip. BBB. And Boogie's like, I have super cancer. You can't see it, and I can't prove it's there, but it is there, I promise.
When relax their anuses, but it seems suspect. I'm not saying she had anything to do with it, but she doesn't seem sincere. And now she's like, how could I monetize this? I said what I said.
And Rich thinks that way because that's the way he thinks. These are accidental self-reports that you're going to see. You'll see a lot from creators. Well, she's disingenuous and just trying to monetize this. Normal people, normal everyday people won't even come to that conclusion or even think it's a possibility, right? When you say it, you're like, what? Really? People like Rich is the first thing they think. Why? Why is it the first thing Rich thinks of? Can anybody in the chat tell me why? I'm waiting for somebody to pop it up because I know you know it. I know you know. I know you know. Shocking. What's up, Files Archive? How you doing, dude? Yeah, Files Archive is probably more exhausting than anything, right? So, because he's an outrage farmer like Destiny. Ding, 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 ding. Thrash Fight says on 10/14, the millions and millions of Goomba fans will be starting the NASCAR careers. And 11/11 on Steam. Yeah, I'm very sad that it's 11/11 on Steam. You know, yes, you can play as me in the new NASCAR video game. Please do so. But I don't have a console. I do, but I don't want to I don't want to plug up my PlayStation 5. It's like in another floor on another. It's on the west wing of my house, and I don't even go over there very often. Thank you, Thrash Foss. Appreciate it. Let's continue.
Heroically.
I know I rewinded it. I can't get over how fucking fake that is. How does that... dude, I can't take it. I can't take it. I'm not going to shut my mouth about this.
I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically.
She even did like that eye thing. Did you see that?
What eye thing? Again, is Rich a body expert, like a body language expert? She did the eye thing, bro. She did the eye thing. What's the eye thing, Rich?
This is worse than I thought. Now that I'm like watching it and not just listen, it sounds fake listening to it. Like you needed to go to better acting classes.
Because we would love to see you.
Now Rich has his shirt off. Yeah, it's very, very spooky that people think this way. Like Kirk's husband was just shot, she saw this happen. And an entire company, an entire organization with thousands of chapters have flipped on its head. She's expected to put a statement together. She's expected to do all these things. All this responsibility is falling on her. And she somehow, by the grace of God, got in front of this podium a few days later and did something that I could have never done. I could have never done this. I would be inconsolable, not even being able to talk, right? It took an unfathomable amount of, for me, and I'm an old guy, like it took an unfathomable amount of bravery and overt patience to do this, right? Only for like a giant naked man online to call you fake and you should have went to better acting classes. A naked online man that does not leave his home, does not do any of these things. I would wager doesn't have a lot of life experience, but presents himself as the moral arbiter, the overt, arbiter of genuineness, and the I forgot the last one now. I'm frustrated. Being able to tell what is real and what is not real all the time,
I would love to see you.
Everybody thinks that somebody should grieve how they would grieve in the position they've never been in. If you are skeptical at all about watching someone like Erica or anyone in a live public setting grieving, okay, realize they're in a position that likely you've never been in or nor will ever be in. And you're trying to guess how they should be grieving and trying to put you have to put yourself in that position. Right? If you are prepared to tell someone they should grieve harder or different when you've never been in the situation, you got to look in the mirror for a moment and be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? You got to slow your roll for just 2 seconds. Stop looking at everything in this really simple way. Shouldn't she be sad? Shouldn't she be weeping horribly? That's what I see in movies. Stop thinking you know everything. Right? Roderek's Retro Gaming. What's up, brother? How you doing, brother? I'm in for the people.
Charlie would. He'll be there. He'll be there in spirit.
Because what they're doing here too, yeah, she's basically doing she's kind of if gonna just say it, she's turning what essentially is a eulogy she's giving also into an advertisement. Don't let that go over your heads.
Don't let it go over your head. Rich is too smart to let it go over his head. Rich is far too smart to let this, what he considers an advertisement that he was able to decipher from body language over his head and his superior intellect. You got to remember that Rich's intellect is much higher than yours. It's actually off the scale, probably unmeasurable. And you should grovel and send him super chats to take his shirt off. Because to be fair, you would never be able to understand anyway. Your IQ is far too low.
It's a fake hesitation. Do you see this? Am I going crazy? I feel like someone gave her, well, they probably did, gave her a script and was like, all right, let's see what you could do. The fake inflections, the fake hesitations. This is like the equivalent.
You're watching somebody, and like, to be serious for a moment, you're watching somebody leaned back, reclined in their chair, who is grossly overweight, who sits on the internet all day, right? And now, look, I'm not trying to throw a stone in the glass house, right? Because my job is the same. I am the same. I have the same job. Now we lead very different lives, but what Rich is failing to understand here is people grieve much differently. We don't know what happened before she went on the camera and when she came off, right? I have seen when my brother passed away, my mom was inconsolable all the way through to his funeral, right? And then cut off like a switch after that. You know what I'm saying? Now, am I calling my mom fake if I have a conversation about that to her now and she's very reasonable with me? She's not losing her shit. Do I call her fake now? Do I call her disingenuous? No, that would be quite psychotic for me to do so, in my opinion.
Equivalent of watching a Hallmark special.
I want to thank the staffers of his amazing Charlie Kirk show.
There it is. For everyone who's
so that's Rich right there. Somebody in chat said, I'm not in favor of cancel culture, but why is Rich not banned or at least the stream blocked by YouTube? Because nothing Rich did in that is against the TOS. And none of it is not protected by the First Amendment legally. Right? I don't think Rich should be banned at all for that. Not even a little. I kind of think he's a dickhead, but that doesn't mean you should be banned. Now, if he was saying people should do the same to her, like immediately, that's way different. But he didn't say any of that. Not that I saw. So no, I don't think he should be banned. You know? Halo Smith says, I didn't crop my dad's funeral. I woke up at 3 a.m. on a random night and started bawling. Yeah, I didn't crop my brother's funeral either. It happens to me years later randomly. Where was I? What was I doing? It was like a few weeks ago or maybe a few months ago. I was like sipping on some claws and I was sitting there and an old song that I was nostalgic for popped up. I'm pretty sure. And like I weeped like a baby. Right? Just it's weird. It's weird how people grieve. You never forget, by the way. Something that people don't realize. You never forget. You just have a part of you missing for the rest of your life, and you just learn to live with it. You know? So, at any rate. But you get it. You get it, man. At my dad's funeral, I was a crying mess when I spoke. My sister delivered a beautiful speech that was full of laughter. Sometimes I don't know how people do it when they get up and talk during a funeral. I don't know how people do it. I couldn't. Chris, what's up, brother? Pit books. I lost my mother, and someone talked some stuff, and I kept composed and led with kindness. Erica was amazing. She just loved him. You never forget those who you love. I agree, Pitbucks. I agree. Thank you, Mr. Pitbucks. He's dropping all the Pitbucks today. Appreciate you, brother. Grief is strange. It happens at the strangest times. It does. It's weird for me, man. Very weird for me. You'll be watching a movie, a new movie or something that you found on Netflix or whatever, and a scene will just in a certain way align with your experiences in your life and break you. You ever had that happen? You ever been just watching a movie and something that has relatively happened to you happens in the film, like almost to a T, and it breaks your ass? That shit's happened to me. It happened to me kind of recently. That was probably what I was thinking of with the brother thing. Smokey One Kenobi, bro. So you sent me 2 shirts, I'm pretty sure. You sent me one with a little alien head on it, and then you sent me the Comedy Store one, right? The alien head one is my pump cover at the gym, bro. It is the most perfect pump cover of all time. Like drapes over me, and I look real thin and fucking like kind of thick under it. And I take it off, and I got my freaking shoulders out. Shit, got my sweat, bro. I do have to shave my chest. My chest is out of control. Out of control. This does break to us. They literally say under harassment and cyberbullying that mocking death is against the terms of service. But is he mocking Charlie's death, or is he mocking Erica Kirk? If he's mocking Erica Kirk, she's alive, right? I totally get what you're saying. Here's how I tend to operate, Horrid 7. If it is not clear cut for me, I am not for it. Does that make sense? What's a pump cover, MA? A pump cover is when you're generally kind of jacked. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, MA? When you're generally kind of a bigger person, but you don't want to like reveal the goods. You don't want to reveal the goods to everyone immediately. It's like a reward, right? So you go to the gym in like a stringer, and then halfway through your workout, when you're sweaty, you got your pump on, you're fucking veiny, you're dripping and shit, you peel off the pump cover, revealing this shiny man. And then everybody will like gasp and turn around. That's how I hope what I hope would happen. It never happens, but that's what I would hope would happen every time. And everybody be like, oh, gasp, gasp. Oh my word, look at his body. His body is unbelievable. Balderdash. This is unrealistic. He's obviously not natty. Like a silk robe. It's like a double XL black t-shirt usually. His body is absurd. Kick him out immediately. Immediately. In Afghanistan, you had to grieve when you oh. Is this a Jody joke, bruh? Is this a Jody joke, bruh? Hypnotic! Bambotic. Africa, Bambata. This is what you train for. This is what you train for. All right. What's up, Hypnotic? Chris Owens says, I don't know if you noticed there's a giant caterpillar on your face. Hell yeah, son. What's up, man? What's up, brother? It's honey time. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. Next time I hang out with Zia, I'm gonna walk into Zia's domain like at 3 a.m. in the dark. But the moonlight silhouette with my mustache thing. And I'm gonna be like, hey girl. And she'll be like, oh my God, what are you doing in here? Chody. And I'm gonna be like, it's honey time. Because the mustache, it makes sense. It's honey time, baby. And she'll be like, oh my, okay. I can't say no. Your mustache. It is just too perfect. No. Oh my. Oh, adios mío. No. Thank you, Chris. Amateur says, how'd your brother die? Fentanyl overdose. Thank you, Amateur. Yep. Kate of the Swiss, how you doing, brother? The trailer park. The Fent was new. Definitely not Infantry Marine Corps. No joke, bro. Oh. I need cowboy hat for my stash. Hell yeah. What's your brother enjoy? All right, now listen to your pure blood. Chill out, bro. What are you doing? When did Zia turn Spanish? Her body's Spanish, bro. What's up? Oh, okay. Rodriguez, Retro Gaming. 8 years, Marine Corps, infantry, no wife. Good on you, brother. You survived. Brother. Oh my God. Thank you, Rodriguez. Hey, it's a Pit Bucks says, so Ben in the back got a really good job, Camelot. Love what you say. Sorry about all your brother. My mom died of dementia. Oof. Sorry, brother. Pray for you in the chat. Love you all. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you, Pit Bucks. Appreciate you, Pit Bucks. I'm glad you're hanging out with us tonight. It's been a lot of fun, man. It's been a really, really nice stream. Really cool, cuddly stream. I got to roast a few folks. I like that. So thank you, Pit Bucks. Orange boy. Dude, Chronic 2026, brother. We got something planned pretty wild. So I'm going to try to scrub up some W's. Where are your cowboy boots and Daisy Dukes? With this, no, now look, okay, I think I should have some. I'm trying to go real. Trying to be real, okay? I ain't trying to be gay mustache guy. I've already done that. I've been through that phase of my life. It's time for straight mustache guy. The straight mustache man's here to take a whack at you. And by whack, I mean sexy time. By whack, I mean coitus. Okay. By whack, I mean intercourse, right? Consensual intercourse with a woman. Oh man. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, I feel bad for Rich. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to dog on him too hard, but he's gonna fire back at me and be pissed, and I totally get it. But I don't believe Rich is a bad person. I just think he gets a little tied up and a little, he gets in a groove. You know how you get in a groove and you try to play a character really hard to try to you see how the chat's reacting, so you lean into it more and get the chat more reaction. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a normal ass dude. I just do whatever. Like I talk to people, have a good time. That's how I roll. Right? So you cannot be gay. Your boyfriend sees already touches your Jokic suffer. Oh man. What's up, Henry Dingus? How you doing, bro? He drew first blood. Oh, Art, brutal. Brutal. Jace. All right. Let's continue. Sorry, guys. I'm just relaxing. We're about 3 hours in. I'm just hanging out. Oh man. Can't join anymore in Helldivers 2. What? It's so weird when you see like a 45-year-old lady playing video games. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's cool, but still interesting. Made a Trun hit 1 million subs. Hell yeah, based. Very, very based. Everybody getting fired for the Charlie Kirk thing. I do think that's about ran its course now, in my opinion. Like it's no longer hysterical anymore, in my opinion. Like at this point, people are just being dumb. So, oh no, everybody's DMing Destiny. You see how, you see this tweet right here kind of proves in my own way, in my perspective, it proves that Destiny is feeding off this negative attention. He's posting, look at all these people that are messaging me. What? Dude, did he block me? No way. No. Why can I not tweet that? Did he delete it already? What the fuck is happening right now? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I'm quote tweeting this. Of course. All right, there we go. All right, I just wanted to tweet something real quick. No, Art, don't speak those words. I say Voldemort. It's like Voldemort. Do not speak them words. No, sir. Do not do it. We are 80 likes from 500. Can you guys spam that like button so we can get to 500? That'd mean a lot to you, boy. Dustin Howard says, did you hear about this other drug stronger than fentanyl coming through? Scary shit starts with an N, I think. I have not. Appreciate you, though. Yeah, I don't mess around with drugs, luckily. So no drugs for me, my friend. I'll just drink some claws and be happy. No, thank you. I was dead inside when my mother died. I cried, then I couldn't anymore. I lost motion for weeks. I would imagine, yeah. I don't even like thinking about that kind of stuff, dude. Yeah, Joe, exactly. I agree. Yes. Yes. I agree. You remember earlier when I was talking about this? Where'd you go, Jordan? Like I talked about this an hour ago. Remember this? This is wild. How I'm not a fan of generalizing, but I think it does play an important role sometimes. Like I remember how I talked about how people they're not interested in talking like about what's happening, what their perspective of motive might be, or what they see about the evidence, or how they think it may affect future generations or the people around us right now. Like, it's an interesting conversation, which is why I love talking about it. People just come in and make a political statement and get like they're screaming and make a political statement. It doesn't serve a purpose other than to prove to the peers that I am morally just, I am morally better, I am on this side, and this is a dub. And that's the end of it. And I'm like, that doesn't really serve any kind of purpose except for you're affirming yourself, right? You're like I'm affirming myself, right? And I don't think that makes much sense. Maybe it does for some people. I don't really have a life experience where affirming myself is like to myself about a belief is really beneficial. I like to affirm myself in like progress at the gym or in like striving to have progress in racing or something. I think that's a little bit different. But I digress, All right, silent dude, good. Beep, 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 beep. Hey, Pit Buck says happier note, Camelot. Can you play Greg Gutfield on the loser? Are you talking about that lady? Yeah, I can play that. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, Pit Bugs. Appreciate you. Jordan says because you gave it, you responded. It's wild how all these people are the exact same. It's fucking crazy. You responded, therefore. Look, dude. Here's the thing, man. I talk to everybody in my chat. So this, I'm convinced this is your first time. I'll talk to everybody, left, right, or center. I don't care. So yeah, I enjoy it. So you're more than welcome to bring up more stuff, and if it's worthwhile, we'll talk about it. Amateur says, sorry about your brother. I have two, and luckily neither of them had fallen into substances. I have two people who I consider brothers who took their lives, one by alcohol and the other by his own gun. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. That sucks, dude. All right, yeah, we'll pull up the gut field. The gut field. Heels says you responded. Yeah, that's the weird. I've never understood the weird self-report and like hating yourself. Like I'll respond to somebody on Twitter that doesn't have a following. I don't really care if you have a following or not. My channel is microscopic. So I've always liked to talk to people. But somebody on Twitter with like no following, I'll respond or quote tweet, and they're like, "LOL, you quote tweeted me, and I'm nothing, and I'm nothing. Why would you quote to me? LOL, that means I'm right." And I'm like, you gotta have more self-confidence, bro. You're not nothing. You're not a nobody. Like you're able to have conversations too. It's not a negative thing. I don't think. I like talking to everybody. Gut field. Pull up the gut field. I remember watching the gut field like when I was a teenager, man. Like when I was like a super leftist when I was a teenager. I remember watching Fox and being like, but it was I think I avoided everything on Fox when I was a kid because I was I was more on the left of most issues. But Gutfield made me laugh, and that's the only thing I would really watch when I was a kid. So. All right. No, damn it. All right, let's pull this up real quick. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Yeah, I saw this clip earlier today, and he was really fired up over this. All right.
Yes, we don't need it. What is interesting here is why is only this happening on the left and not the right? That's all we need to know.
What about
There's
Vance
absolutely no
What
cognitive.
about Melissa Hortman that we just
Okay, you want to talk about Melissa Hortman? Did you know her name before it happened? None of us did.
Yeah, no one. That was a really good point. Because I actually did not hear that name until Charlie Kirk was killed. And well, that was a desperate like a desperate plea to find something to use with whataboutism instead of just saying it's bad, right? Or just saying nothing at all, which I think's what a lot of people incorporated that. A lot of people don't really care about politics, which is probably a much happier life, to be fair. But yeah, no one heard of that person beforehand. And there's, like I said earlier, it's a big football game and everybody's trying to win their side, right? Whoever can win their side, right? And that's why you have to find whataboutism instead of just like condemning, right? Fine against says Cam still in the closet, bro. Where have you been? Where you been, bruh?
None of us were spending every single day talking about Mrs. Hortman. I never heard of her until after she died.
Doesn't matter.
Don't play that bullshit with me. You know what I'm saying is there was no demonization, amplification about that woman before she died. It was a specific crime against her by somebody who knew her. The same. Now you could bring up Josh Shapiro, but then you will not bring up, for example, that was a pro-Palestine person. So don't use your what about this? The fact of the matter is the both sides argument not only doesn't fly, we don't care. We don't care about your both sides argument. That shit is dead. For one thing, there is no cognitive dissonance on our side. On your side, your beliefs do not match reality. So you're coming up with these rationalizations like, what about this? Or what about that? We're not doing that because we saw it happen. We saw a young, bright man assassinated, and we know who did it. We are not coming up with rationalizations. We are calm, we are honest, and we are resolute. We're not defensive, and I understand the defensiveness. I understand why people are saying, what about this and what about this? Because if you have to face the underlying fact to this, your life is going to fall apart because you're going to realize you're not the good guys. If you sat around and you defended the mutilation of children, you're not the good guys. If you sat 600, 700 cases of harassment against Republicans and you said, but what about this? What about this? And then you see this murder after calling somebody a fascist, you realize maybe I'm not the good guy. That is a hell of a realization to deal with. So therefore, you have to grasp at rationalizations. You don't have to do that, Jessica. They do. I don't believe you're part of that group, but why the hell do you have to mimic and echo that crap to us? He was a patsy. That guy was a patsy. He was under the hypnotic spell.
Everybody, to be completely fair, everybody mimics and echoes the same exact shit over and over again. Like when you see people come in the chat and make political statements, they say the same three things that are being repeated on Twitter by like leftist commentators. If you see people not having conversations and just making political statements, it's likely because A, they're not really knowledgeable about what they're talking about, and B, they're just trying to win some kind of weird like invisible war that doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion. Right? But you have to be really capable of conscious individualistic thought and nuance. And I think there's a good portion of people that are not capable of that. And that's the people that are like making political statements. They don't really care about any of the conversations happening. Right? Because you'll see a lot of their belief systems are based in hyper morality, but then they'll say the most fucked up shit possible, right? Their belief when it comes to women will be based in hyper morality, but for some reason, they're the like sexual predators are extremely prevalent under this kind of guise and belief structure. So it's all very strange. That's why I only listen to people that speak in nuance. It's like somebody like Sean being pretty left. I would say he claims he's a progressive instead of a liberal, which makes sense. And when we talk about politics a lot, like we talked about the other night, I respect a lot of the stuff he says because he puts a lot of thought into it. He doesn't make political statements. He actually speaks to what he says. And if I like give kind of a good thought process to him, he'll concede it and be like, oh, okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. And I'll do the same thing vice versa. And we'll come to a lot of conclusions and a consensus on a lot of issues, which I think is probably the most beneficial thing you can do when you're talking about these kind of things. But there's a large portion of people that it does not matter what you say, does not matter what you do. All that matters is they win. And it's the kind of people that made politics their personality and their source for personal fulfillment. And that was a huge mistake. If you lack personal interest, you lack personality, or you lack a sense of fulfillment, making politics that thing is the worst thing you could ever do, because then it radicalizes you into making sure that everything you're saying and everything you're doing, doesn't matter if it's true or not, making sure that it is at the entire end game is just winning. So it makes you immediately disingenuous, right? Because you have to focus all that passion and fulfillment into one direction. Because what happens if you lose, right? What happens if there's a big fat L or you're wrong? That could fucking kill you. If you're depending on politics to be your source of fulfillment and your personality and your interest, being wrong is the worst thing that could ever happen in your life. Ever. Right? And that's why a lot of these people will never, ever admit they were wrong. You could slap them in the face. You could slap them in the face with a baseball bat. And if that baseball bat was the opposite of their belief structure, they would claim it didn't happen and it wasn't real. Right? It's kind of like the thing with this Tyler Robinson guy. Although I do think this text conversation is completely made up. It just kind of seems kind of fishy to me. All the evidence points in one direction, and that's all we can go off of. But there's still people that are just saying none of it's true. Whatever I say is true with zero evidence, because it has to be true. Because if it's not true, then my entire existence for a living is fucking mute. Right? And that's dangerous. That's a terrifying thought. It would be a terrifying thought. I could totally put myself in that perspective. And it would be a nightmarish thought to come to the conclusion that everything you believed in this certain point was wrong. And instead of you being like, oh yeah, well, whatever, fuck, I was wrong about that. You can't do that, because that's your whole life, right? That's why if Sean corrects me on something about that's hype, happens to be political, I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I was wrong about that. Cool. Yeah. And then we'll keep talking. But people that use it as a source of fulfillment, that's fucking fighting words. I will kill you. I will kill you. Then admit I was wrong. Right? Because it's everything. It's everything. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. All right. Keeping people from having conversations prevents the possibility of seeing that most normal, non-radicalized people want the same end goal, but they just say, well, no, 100%. No, that's so accurate. Most people have the same end goal. But when you start feeding your source of fulfillment through politics and like parasocial bullshit on Twitter, shit goes haywire fast. Social media was never really engineered to be a part of this way of life, right? Beforehand, none of this, you were getting none of this weird parasocial stuff that was a source of fulfillment. And now it's a huge part of our lives. So people don't know how to differentiate from this. You know what I'm saying? So people will pretend, though. There are some people out there that will pretend that they will converse with you, right? They'll be like, oh, I'm totally in favor of conversations. I'm totally in favor of debate. I'm totally in favor of these things, right? They'll tell you that. And you'll get two sentences into a back and forth, and suddenly they're saying things like Nazi, fascist, murderer, piece of shit, orange, blah, 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 or referring directly to you in these ways. That's not somebody that was interested in the conversation at all, right? They're holding the mask up and shaking with vigor. They can't wait to make their political statement at your expense. They're fucking shaking. They're shaking. The mask is on and they're fucking shaking. They have to do it. They can't wait. Then as soon as you let them speak, they repeat the most debunked thing that's ever been debunked. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's always the most surface level bullshit. Like, and the most dangerous part and most alarming part about this is when you see these things, it'll be like a headline and what's interesting about this is a good example to give is the Charlie Kirk out of context, like clips and out of context quotes. It's a great example to bring this up. And what's very unnerving about it is you can correct somebody and they'll agree to your correction and then they'll repeat it again anyway to somebody else. They don't care. It was never about being taught the truth. It was never about growing as a person. It was always about winning at any means necessary, right? Tonight we went over the empathy quote with Charlie Kirk, right? The fake out of context quote that claimed Charlie said empathy was a stupid made up word for the modern world, right? And the actual quote is, I believe that sympathy is a better word because empathy implies that you can feel what somebody feels, and I don't think anybody can feel what somebody feels. It's a very reasonable thing to say. Like almost no one would. There's probably not very many people that exist that would say it's unreasonable, right? And I could tell somebody that was believing the weird headline thing, and I could inform them that that wasn't correct, and they would retain it and say, "Yes, you're right. Wow, holy shit, that is different. That is totally reasonable, right?" And I'd be like, "Yeah," and they'd be like, "Yeah," and then we're like, "Oh wow, we made a thing. We had a moment, right?" That person that you just corrected and showed the truth, and they agreed. The next time they walk up to somebody, they're gonna be like, "Did you hear that Charlie Kirk said empathy's stupid?" They'll fucking repeat it like it never happened. Why? Because it's all about winning. It's about winning this invisible parasocial war to prove your affinity, to approve your loyalty, to prove to everybody and your favorite creators and favorite site online that you are a good little soldier. Which brings me back to why you don't let politics become your personality or a sense of fulfillment, because that's when it turns into danger. What they don't realize is that they are actually creating fascism. If they keep doing stuff like this, the backlash would be loss of all their freedoms. They don't care about that. Well, we've talked about that before with forethought, right? So people get fired for years over kind of dumb shit, right? Oh, you liked to tweet in 2010, right? Or you made a gay joke in 2012, and now you're getting fired 10 years later. Kind of asinine, right? Well, people supported that overtly, like on the left, right? And probably more of a fringe left at the time, but people have gotten more acceptive of it. Like people on the left have gotten more acceptive of being in control of cancel culture. They love it. They're in control of it. And when you're in control of something, you love it. I mean, that's how that works, right? If I'm running a race and I fucking get the lead and I'm controlling the race, bro, I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they see it, but they don't have the forethought to understand that when the pendulum comes back forward and it becomes more socially acceptable to be conservative than it is to be like a hysterical liberal all the time, suddenly you find yourself at the end of a barrel or at the end of your boss firing you, right? And they didn't have the forethought to realize that that was going to happen one day. It's like you need to calm this rhetoric down and remove this cancel culture aspect of our culture, because if you don't, it's eventually going to come back to you. Because eventually your idea, you push, people get sick, more fatigue builds up. Suddenly it's not popular or socially acceptable to believe or act the way you're acting. And suddenly you're fired. You didn't have the forethought to figure out that that was going to happen eventually. And it's happening right now at record fucking pace. It's like all of it. The pendulum, it swung back in one day to the other side because people had enough. You have to have forethought. If you are in favor of stifling and silencing people, okay, and you champion that for a long time, you got to understand that when the other side becomes popular again, or the other side becomes in power again, you are now subject to the rules that you wrote in the first place. And I'm tired of people acting like they don't understand it. Right? That's like the guy that coded Doom being angry that one of the stages in Doom is hard. It's like, bro, you fucking made the game. What are you talking about? What's his name? Something Romero? John Romero or something? You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Am I forming my thoughts correctly? All right. It makes me think of those studies where they scan people who lived in the isolation and those who had healthy socialization. And it shows diminished activity and capacity of those isolated subjects. Yeah. Make sure you guys like the stream. We're 60 likes away from the big old fat ass delicious goal. Big shout out to the super chats today. Do we have some more over here? Pitbucks, happy or no? Camel Light and Pay Greg. Hell yeah, maybe not. Hey, what? Oh my God, still going hard in here. I appreciate you, baby. Let's see. That puts us at 680 and Naked Snake goals. We killed the Naked Snake goal tonight. 680 out of 500. You guys are the goats. I appreciate you so much. 113 memberships out of 100. That's the 5 milk goal reached. We had a 6-digit revenue stream. Sorry, I wish. No, we had a 4-digit revenue stream. I really appreciate you guys fucking knocking it out of the park today. That's like 2 or 3 streams in a row. Really helping you, boy. Yeah, I love you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Maybe not. We got to do some Naked Snakes in this party. Okay, we got to do some 5 milks in this party. I'm very excited to get that going. Let me pick a redirect and then we'll do that. We're gonna do it, boys. We're gonna do it. We're gonna have a good time doing it. I'm gonna draw melee games. Fucking Doki Burb. Oh, Doki Burb. Let me go to my main screen here. Cody's bad at math. Listen, okay. How am I bad at math? Hold up. I'll fight you. How dare you slander my good name and my good redneck intellect? God damn. My nose got a hair in that sumbitch. I'm just making sure I ain't got anybody live on my recommended that I can raid and not give them a little keys on the little. I'm so glad I have Halo music playing in the background again. I will not be rating them because last time I rated them, they didn't even notice. People will restream to YouTube and have like 50 people watching on Twitch, and then I'll raid them with 300 people on YouTube, and they won't even notice it because they don't even have their YouTube chat open. Like, bro, I have Rumble chat open for the love of God. Okay, how could you? All right, we're gonna do. We'll do Smash. I like Smash a lot. We'll just do Smash. He's a good boy. All right. Grim says I haven't done 5 milk in a long time. Yeah, dude. Oh, good logic streaming. Yes, I saw him stream, but he has a lot of viewers. I like to stream people that got a little bit lower, give them a little pump, a little bump. And if there's no option, obviously I'll go hard. But yeah, I like to pump up some people that got a little bit smaller. All right, real quick, the music stylings of Alex Jones. Let's do Naked Snake and then 5 milk. Get the hell on it, doggone it. It's been well over 3 hours. We'll have a new video coming out tomorrow morning. Don't miss it. But I'll be back in about 1 minute with the eggs and the meeks. So let's do this, bruhs.
The company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot belly goblins are hobbling round, coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap, we don't even know his head itself rising up against us. Millions upon it, people of the very worst type.
All right, we're back, boys. Let's do some Naked Snake for the brothers. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys like the stream. We're 50 away from the big fat 500. Let's do it to it, y'all. Thank you guys for all your support today. I really appreciate you guys. I do have eggs and I do have milk. Big shout out. So the fight milk is in honor of the memberships today. Master Lions had 50. PS2 Chopper had 50. Of course, Black Sheep, old Steel Trap, and maybe not had some as well. So same with Sad Lad Chad. I appreciate you guys so much. A lot of memberships today. Thank you. And of course, the Naked Snake is in honor of a lot of people, especially Jay Bird with a $300 super chat, which put us over the mark easily. So thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Wow. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. All right, let's do some Naked Snake for the boys. We're gonna shave your handlebar shape into your chest too when you take a week back. Yeah, dude, straight down. Man, I used to not get hairy, and now I'm a freaking. I haven't shaved my chest in like a month. Getting pretty bad. My arms don't grow hair on them though, at all. I don't know what that's about, but I do not grow hair on my arms, which is pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. Joe Schmo. All right, here we go. You guys ready for some Naked Snake? Master Lions.
What a thrill with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'm melting to you.
Oh my God. Here we go, boys. Shadow Cat, Donna. Here we go. Snake eater in my time. There be nobody else. Cry. It's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Here we go, boys.
Someday we'll go to the rain. Someday you feed on a tree frog. It's a trial to survive. For the day.
Oh my God, Narco Wookie. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there be nobody else. Yeah. Cry. It's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Oh my God, can you believe it, boys? Unbelievable. Here we go, one more time, here we go. Amazing. Thank you guys so much. It is now time for Fight Milk. And today we will be using Mossy Horn, one of my beautiful sponsors in racing. We're going to be using one of their creamy bourbons. Yeah. Come on. No. Oh, it squirted on me. Wow. It's like rolling down my chest. Is this what it's like, Ashley? No. God, there's so much eggshell in this. Bro, I'm just messing up. It's all over my stomach. Ew, it's gross. And it's not even warm. There we go. Let's just at least get this eggshell out. Yes. At least get this eggshell because it's like obtainable. If I want to choke, I'm not going to choke too hard. All right, there's one. Okay. Here's the number one. Big mega bulge. What's up, brother? Got that big mega bulge. There's the second egg. And here we go. All right, we got our eggs in the jar. I got our eggs in my basket, and I don't know if no one knows it, but before I put me in my coffin and close it, I'm going to expose it. Take me back to 733 ever had a multi-platinum selling CD. I was a baby, maybe. I was just a couple of months. My bastard father probably had his panties up in a bunch because he split. I wonder if he even kissed me goodbye. No, I don't. A second thought, I just fucking wish he'd die. Here we go. Here's let's open the new bottle of Milky's. Fairlife milk. Ultra pasteurized. Oop. Damn. Forgot how full that was. There's your Milky. We're rocking it. We're rocking it, bruh. We're rocking it, bruh. Now, and not least, we have Mossy Horn butter pecan bourbon cream. Hell yeah. We're going hard as hell today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, you just said you're opening a new bottle? Yeah, I didn't realize how full it was going to be. You ever you're at a restaurant and you're drinking your water cup and you're like slamming the ice back, and then a lady brings you new water and you kind of you just grab it and you do that and you fucking pour it immediately on yourself. Like once in a while, not every time, but like once in a while. That shit happens to me once in a while. God, MA, are you so perfect? You're just so perfect. You're just so perfect. Wish we could be perfect like you. Here we go. Here's the bourbon. All right, this is probably fine. About a shot and a half, no big deal. As I drop the cork on the floor. Where's the cork at? Where'd you go, Corky? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Bro, where's the cork? I don't want to fucking spill it. You bastard. Why is it all the way over here? It was so far away. All right. You guys ready for some fight milk in this house? Huh? Y'all ready for some fight milk? I hope you're ready for some fight milk in this bitch. And then we're going to raid Smash GT. Here we go. It's that time, boys. You guys ready? It's that time again. One more time down the hatch with the fight. We got 2 eggs. We got a full glass of Fairlife. We got some bourbon. It's time. F's in the chat. Like the stream. Get on it, doggone it. Here we go. peasy, boys. Amazing. Amazing show with the boys tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. We're going to rate Smash JT. Give him some love in his chat. Say, Camerade in the chat. I'll see you guys over there. Get the hell on it, doggone it. Thank you guys for all the love and the support. You always deliver upon me. I don't deserve it, but I'm forever grateful. Get the hell on it, dog.